The right cornerback from Wisconsin, number 37, Nate Odoms. The strong side safety from McNeese State, number 46, Leonard Smith. And the free safety from William & Mary, number 38, Mark Kelso, your Buffalo Bills.
The winner gets the Bengals in Cincinnati a week from today. They'll be a step away from the Super Bowl at Joe Robbie Stadium in Miami. In just a moment, we turn it over to Marv Albert and Paul McGuire for the call of the game. For Coach Don Shula,
The National Broadcasting Company presents the National Football League. Today from Rich Stadium, it's the AFC Divisional Playoff, the Houston Oilers versus the Buffalo Bills. Brought to you by Ford and your Ford dealer. Have you driven a Ford lately? By United Airlines, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve. Come fly the friendly skies. And by Budweiser and Bud Light, who'll also bring you Bud Bowl 1 coming January 22nd on NBC.
It is another capacity crowd. Better than 80,000 are here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo to watch the Buffalo Bills in their first home playoff game in 22 years. That is 22 years to the day when home for the Bills was the War Memorial Stadium, affectionately known as the Old Rock Pile, located in downtown Buffalo. And on that day, January 1st, 1967, it was Mike Garrett of Kansas City with some dazzling moves, helping the Chiefs to a convincing 31-7 win over Buffalo, propelling Kansas City to Super Bowl I and a meeting with the eventual champion, the Green Bay Packers. And this is the program from that game 22 years ago. I noticed a number 55 punter linebacker for Buffalo, a young kid by the name of Paul McGuire, by golly.
Yeah, it was a bad day that day. It was raining. It was also a bad score. They killed us. They really did. They hurt us bad.
Well, I'm Marv Albert, and this is the 1989 version of Paul McGuire. What about the weather factor today? Obviously a concern of Houston, but the weather is just fine here in Buffalo.
I think this weather hurts Buffalo. They wanted to see snow or rain or whatever and a lot of wind. Houston coming in here, they're prepared for a bad day. They have a beautiful day, and they love it.
When do you see the fog setting in here?
No fog, no clouds. A few helicopters up there, but that's about it.
Let's get to the basic storyline. When Houston has the ball, what do you look for as the key matchup?
Well, the key matchup has to be 330-pound Bruce Davis trying to handle Bruce Smith. Bruce Davis is not as agile. Bruce Smith is probably the best defensive end in the National Football League. Can he control him?
All right, and also part of the story, as mentioned by Bob and Ahmad on the pregame show, Shane Conlon definitely out with that foot injury, so Scott Radisick will go at the inside linebacker spot on the right side right throughout. How about when Buffalo has the ball? How do you figure things?
If Buffalo wants to run the football, Bruce Devlin has to be able to block Ray Childress. If he can't do that, Buffalo can't run.
Well, the Houston Oilers have won the toss, and they will receive. Houston 10-6 in the regular season as you look at 31 degrees and a sunny forecast for this afternoon. Last Saturday in the AFC Wild Card playoff game, Houston beat Cleveland 24-23 for the Oilers, their first road playoff game since beating the San Diego Chargers back in December of 1979. And the Buffalo Bills, 12-4, first in the AFC East, but Buffalo dropped 3 of its last 4 games. Their last game 2 weeks ago at the Hoosier Dome in Indianapolis, and the Colts came from behind to win it, 17-14. Set for the kickoff, and the kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Scott Norwood teeing it up, and Lorenzo White, the rookie from Michigan State, is back deep He was the key man on kickoffs last week because he is more accustomed to the cold weather. And we're underway. The winner goes up against Cincinnati for the AFC Championship. Spencer Tillman on the return. And excellent coverage by the Bills, who are number one in that department in the NFL. Mike Rozier in the starting lineup, despite the bruised ribs. And the outstanding combination of Drew Hill and Ernest Givens. A huge offensive line for Houston Oilers. Bruce Davis, Paul mentioned a moment ago, 6'6", 315 pounds. In his 10th season out of UCLA, and Warren Moon, who came back from the shoulder injury, has had an outstanding season. First down at the 21. And Rozier for just about 2 on the play as we take a look at the Buffalo defensive unit. Art Still and Fred Smerlis, who sat out in the last game 2 weeks ago against Indianapolis, although Smerlis played in that opening series, along with Bruce Smith, one of the best front threes in the NFL. Radisic for the injured Conlon. And a solid secondary, Burrows, Kelso, Smith, and Odom. Now Alan Pinkett has replaced Mike Rozier. Second down and 8 at the 23. And Moon goes sideline, incomplete. Intended for Haywood Jeffries. Covered by the right corner, Nate Odom.
I think one of the biggest surprises to the Buffalo Bills this year, especially on the defensive side of the ball, is the play of Burrows and Nate Odom. They have really come through. Really question marks at the beginning of the year. Could they cover one-on-one? They have done that.
It is a third down and 8. And this crowd here at Rich Stadium roaring from the opening kickoff.
They had a rally here this week when Bill Polian, the general manager, said they want this to be the house of noise.
And that request has been answered. Moon incomplete. So a quickie series for the Houston Oilers. A pass intended for Ernest Givens.
Bruce Smith is going up against Bruce Davis, and just take a look at it. Bruce Smith is lined up way to the outside. Here's Davis getting that drop, which he has to do, and forcing Smith way to the outside. Actually, Moon rolled away from the play, so Smith didn't have a chance anyway.
Here's the rookie from Michigan State, who has certainly had his ups and downs. He's also been hampered by a hamstring. Greg Montgomery punting to Errol Tucker, first-year player from Utah. And Tucker backpedals behind his 30. Tucker breaking tackles, gets across the 40-yard line. A 16-yard return off a 49-yard punt. And we have our first flare-up. The Houston Oilers last week and the Cleveland Browns had quite a bit of extracurricular activity.
Here we go again. This is what Houston likes to do. They're going to try to intimidate you. They're going to say some things. They're going to try to make you do some things that are dumb. And it usually is the second guy that gets caught. Now there's Tucker on the ground, and then the action starts. Butch Roll, number 87, is one of the guys because they push Tucker back on the ground. He gets back into the play.
And all during the course of the week, Buffalo players saying amongst themselves, now we must maintain our composure. Very easy to say, let's not go back with that retaliatory hit, because it's usually the man who retaliates who's hit with the penalty. And the Bills to the offense with Jim Kelly.
I like to see him open up a pass on first down.
They start from the 44. And Kelly does go to the flat. Incomplete. Intended for Thurman Thomas. Thomas and Mueller in the backfield. Andre Reed, the favorite target of Jim Kelly. He set a Buffalo franchise record, 71 receptions. Kent Hull, the Pro Bowl center. Richer and Hellestray at the guards. Hellestray replacing the injured Tim Vogler. And Devlin and Wolford at the tackles. just underway here in Buffalo. And the Bills in their first series, 2nd down and 10 from their 44-yard line. And Kelly complete. Andre Reed has the first down. Steve Brown, the left corner, and Eugene Seal, inside linebacker, on the stop.
The whole defensive line of Houston fell down. They had a stunt working in the middle, and as they were moving in and out, 3 of the players fell down, and not a block was laid on any of them.
And that is Seal shaken up. He is an important man on the special team coverage of the Houston Oilers in his 2nd season of Lamar. Buffalo first down at the Houston 45-yard line. Minute and a half gone by. Just underway.
Surprising offense. Very unusual for Buffalo to come out and not run the ball yet.
On his back is Jamie Mueller. And Kelly throwing again. He has Thurman Thomas for 7 more, but a penalty marker is down. The referee today is Gordon McCarter. The Houston Oilers #1 in penalties in the AFC, 2nd overall in the NFL. Dallas finishing with 141 penalties called, followed by Houston.
Holding. Number 93 on the defense. Penalty accepted. 5 yards. Automatic first down.
That is Robert Lyles, outside linebacker on the left, called for the hold.
He had to be holding Pete Metzelaars, number 88, the tight end for the Buffalo Bills. Metzelaars came down the line of scrimmage and ran it out, and it brought Thurman Thomas underneath.
The Bills first down at the Houston 40-yard line. And Kelly will throw again. The tight end Metzelaars inside the 35, and another flag has been tossed.
Roughing the passer, personal foul. That time the Houston Oilers weren't even set. Their cornerback, Steve Brown, number 24, was on the wrong side of the field.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, late hit, number 79 defense. Automatic first down.
Didn't Childress say earlier in the week that we can't talk to Kelly and intimidate him? We have to go back and hit him? Well, here's what happened. Ray Childress, number 79. Kelly throws. Childress hits him in the face with his hands. That's intimidation.
And here are the Buffalo Bills coming out throwing. Well, Ray Childress said, I don't think talking is going to intimidate him. We're going to have to hit him, and I think that will intimidate him. All right, let's see what happens here as Buffalo now on the move, first down at the 18. Not able to complete with Thurman Thomas, who should have held on. Keith Bostic, the strong safety, on the coverage.
Either the pick was there for Metzelaars, and they ran his play before when they got the holding penalty. Watch Bostic. He's trying to cover it. There's the pick. Thurman Thomas is wide open. He walks into the end zone. He just dropped the ball, and Kelly is upset. He throws the ball. He sees the touchdown. He gets hit. Now watch this. You think he didn't know he had touchdown? I can only throw it to you, son. I can't catch it for you.
Is that what he said,
That's
Paul?
what he said.
Ronnie Harmon and Rob Riddick now have checked into the Buffalo backfield. And as you look at the stats involving the Buffalo Bills when they have made their move inside the 20. And Kelly, who's come out firing, overthrows double coverage on Chris Burkett. The Bills, particularly down the stretch, and remember this is a club that finished at 12-4, but still criticized with the target, the quarterback Jim Kelly, for his statistics. And there has been some criticism concerning the game plan of Buffalo not using the strong arm of Kelly, but Marv Levy said, well, maybe we're saving things. That is explanation for what took place in the game against Indianapolis. And here we are, the opening minutes, and suddenly we see the passing game.
Well, that time he had Rob Riddick. Remember what Rob said? He wouldn't throw the ball to him. He was flaring out to the outside. Riddick was open. Kelly didn't throw him the ball.
Third down 10. Kelly chasing the bad snap and able to cover up. William Fuller, the right defensive end, on the pursuit of Kelly.
Now, do you know why they have so much trouble inside the 20? They center the ball on the wrong count. The ball was snapped. Now you're going with a field goal. Here it is. The ball is snapped. Richard is just looking around trying to get the call. Kelly's making, it looked like he was checking off, calling an audible, and the ball was just snapped.
And this will be a 50-yard attempt for one of the best field goal kickers in the NFL, Scott Norwood, who's hit 21 of 24 here at home at Rich Stadium. The holder, the punter, John Kidd. Long-range attempt.
Away.
And well short of the mark. So the Buffalo Bills drive is stalled with 3 minutes, 10 seconds gone by. The Houston Oilers, after knocking off Seattle in a wild card in overtime, reached this level in the AFC Divisional playoff, but they certainly had their problems against the Denver Broncos, and the Broncos won 34-10 at Mile High in Denver.
Marvin, it really, when you're in a situation like this in a playoff game where the loser goes home, it isn't the physical teams that go against each other that's going to make the difference. This is a time of the year when it's all mental. If you can't get yourself ready, if you make mental errors like the one the Bills just made there, you can't win football games doing that.
That's the bad snap that led to the 50-yard field goal attempt. And Norwood not able to connect. Houston takes over at their 33-yard line. And Moon having some difficulties. Here's Rozier. Stopped by Art Still, a 4-yard advance for Mike Rozier, who had a terrific season. He ran for 1,002 yards, the first Oiler since Earl Campbell back in '83 to hit the 1,000-yard mark, scored a personal high, 11 touchdowns. Houston, a team that likes to call audibles. And that is where the noisy crowd can come into play and provide problems with Warren Moon.
They say that most of their offenses run off of audibles. Certain defenses are going to move, and the Bills are moving their defense around.
Second down, 6. Highsmith short of a first down, about 3. Bentley and Radisic combining to make the tackle.
You know, when you talk about playoff experience, a year ago when you showed that game in Denver, there were only 4 players on the Oilers that had played in a playoff game, and that was their first game. It was the wild card game against Seattle that they won in overtime. This year, there are 37 players. On the Bills, there are only 8 with NFL experience.
A one-time Seattle Seahawk, the tight end Pete Metzelaars, who appeared in 5 playoff games, but all with Seattle. Third down and 4. Moon able to complete, but short of a first down. Drew Hill picked up 2. So the strong defensive work of the Buffalo Bills continues.
All right, now, Marv, we talked about the matchup, Bruce Davis on Bruce Smith. But watch who eventually ends up picking up Bruce Smith. Here's Davis. He makes the initial contact, forces it to the outside. Now, Alonzo Highsmith, number 32, is the guy that's supposed to come in and take a piece of him. Didn't, and Bruce Smith almost gets to Moon. But excellent play by Davis on the outside to stop the first down.
Second punt of the day for the rookie, Greg Montgomery. He is back at his 26. Oh, just got it off. Riddick right on the scene. And here is Tucker to the 10. To the 25-yard line. Errol Tucker goes 19 with a 51-yard punt. And again, some words following the tackle. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Rich Stadium in Buffalo, where the Bills are 8-0 this season. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, no score, 5.5 gone by in the first quarter. And the Buffalo Bills will start out from their 26-yard line.
Well, I was looking for some helicopters, but the hot air balloons, those are good. That's nice up there today.
And a very pleasant day. Brilliant sunshine expected throughout the afternoon. Right now, temperature at 34 degrees. Civilized weather here.
It's beautiful. It's like summer.
Right. That is Harmon in motion. Mueller got to turn the corner, and he did. 3 yards for Jamie Mueller, who did fumble it, but out of bounds. Jeff Donaldson, man who hits very hard coming up from free safety to make the stop. Let's take a look at the Houston defensive alignment. Childress, Bird, Fuller, question mark because of a knee problem. Lyles, Grimsley, Smith, and Meads. Terrific season for Johnny Meads, career high 8 sacks. And the secondary, Brown and Allen at the corners, and Bostic and Donaldson are the deep men.
Actually, Sean Jones is playing in the starting role in place of Fuller. But Fuller's in there now.
2nd down and 8. Kelly in trouble. And able to compete for the 1st down and more with Chris Burkett. Donaldson on the stop, a 19-yard hookup and a flag throw.
You're going to get a roughing on Ronnie Harmon, number 33, who is an offensive running back, and he just drilled one of the defensive backs, and I think it's Patrick Allen, number 29 of the Houston Oilers, after the play was over. Now, this will be after the play, so it'll still be 1st down, but there'll be a 15-yard penalty.
Are you surprised with the way Buffalo has come out, putting it up in the air?
They've not run the ball yet. I think they're surprising Houston. But the thing about it is, if you're going to come out to surprise someone, you've got to take the ball down and score.
Unnecessary roughness. Number 33 on the offense. It is part of the play. We go back 15 from the dead ball spot. Repeat 2nd down.
That is Ronnie Harmon, who was called for the personal foul.
Well, I thought this happened afterwards, after the 1st down. Now watch, here it comes. Now here's 33 in your screen is Ronnie Harmon. He's going to pick out number 29, which is Patrick Allen, and drill him. But I thought the play was over, so it should be the 1st down and a penalty afterwards.
So much for that theory.
Thank you very much. Another reason why I'm not an official.
2nd and 3 at the 33. And Kelly going sideline. Intended for the running back, Thurman Thomas, who is covered by Keith Bostic.
Thurman Thomas had Bostic beaten, just could not get to the ball. This is the one thing that Kelly's been talking about all year long. I need speed on the outside.
And I would think, looking to the draft, that is what the Buffalo Bills will be seeking. Their top receiver, Andre Reed, with 71 catches, has shown he can get deep, although the Bills have not gone in that direction, but he would not be considered a burner. 3rd down and 3. Bills have the 1st down with Burkett. Pickup of 9.
That was an excellent read by Jim Kelly. Burkett, everyone else they were covered. Burkett was actually covered. But then Kelly waited. He had enough time and enough patience, and that's what it takes in a game like this. Watch Kelly. He's going to look to his left real quick. He looks for Burkett right now. He doesn't see him, and then he waits until Burkett gets open and then lays it out in front where Brown has no chance at the ball.
And Jim Kelly has opened up 4 out of 8, has a 1st down at the Bills' 42. Now to the ground for Mueller. And he is cut off back behind the line by John Grimsley, who leads Houston in tackles with 115 coming in.
It's a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
They're calling it a 1-yard advance, a 2nd and 9.
This must be a new wrinkle. They're trying to get Jamie Mueller, who is the fullback, and obviously not fleet of foot like the running backs are, and they're trying to get him wide.
7 minutes remaining in this 1st quarter with no score. A lot of movement. Penalty flags down as Kelly goes incomplete.
Kelly's pass intended for Rick was hit. There's a flag on play.
So the offside against Houston looked to be Sean Jones.
Offside defense. Number 79, 5-yard penalty. Repeat 2nd down.
Well, no, they say Ray Childress, the left defensive end, in his 4th year out of Texas A&M, made it to the Pro Bowl, 8.5 sacks for Childress. And off that offside penalty, it will be a 2nd down and 4 from the 48. Now Burkett wide left. That is Reed, 83 in motion. Back to the ground. Thomas breaking away. Steve Brown pushed him out of bounds. 41 yards for Thomas.
It's the first time that a halfback has really touched the ball. Now take a look. Joe Devlin blocks down. Richard comes out at number 51 and gets an excellent block. Metzelar's number 88 kicks out. And there's the hole. Thurman Thomas down the sideline, and then Brown finally catches him and knocks him out of bounds inside the 15 at the 12-yard line. But the hole was there. Now here comes Donaldson, the safety, coming up, but he doesn't make the tackle. This is stiff arm by Thurman Thomas, and down the sidelines he goes. Almost a touchdown.
A rookie from Oklahoma State setting up a first down at the 12. Kelly throwing to Burkett, but he could not hang on. Took the hit from Richard Johnson.
I don't think Burkett ran the right pattern. If you take a look, Burkett went down the field. Now watch him. He's going too far deep. Kelly is looking for him right now. He takes 7 yards and then turns it to the inside. He wanted him to take it shorter, just a direct post route right into the post, had it wide open for the touchdown.
For Thurman Thomas, that was his longest run of the season. Burkett now to the right. 2nd and 10 from the 12. No score. 6:40 to go in this opening quarter. And Byram cutting left fell down. He's in motion, number 35. This is Riddick. Rob Riddick. Stopped by the combination of Donaldson and Grimsley. Riddick went for 5 yards.
The Buffalo Bills, for 16 games this year, when Rob Riddick has been in the ball game, when they get down near the goal line, you know that 1 out of those 3 plays, if they don't get a first down, he is going to handle the ball and run with the football. They let everybody know. I mean, there's just no secret.
And he has scored 14 touchdowns to lead the Bills, 12 on the ground, 3rd down and 5. Ball at the 7, just under 6 minutes left, first quarter. Kelly looking to throw, and completes. Steve Brown and Jeff Donaldson with the clamps on Trumaine Johnson. And let's see where they spot it.
They had to get the ball to the 2-yard line in order to get a first down. And it looks like they may have it. Here it comes to the inside. Now Johnson is there. The question is, where was the ball? His feet were at the 2, but the ball was at the 2.5.
And it is short of the first down. And the field goal unit is on the field. Scott Norwood earlier missed from 50.
Kelly just ran on the field to call timeout.
And that may mean that there will be a change of decision. Let's see. All right, timeout called. We'll be back here in Buffalo in a moment. Called for the timeout. They wanted to check the measurement, and there it is. It is 4th and inches, and now Marv Levy will go for the first down or the touchdown.
Marv, I do not agree with this. You're in a playoff game, and this is do or die. You put points on the board. They have a chance to put 3 points on the board. I don't care if they make it or not. I'm just telling you something. I would never make this decision.
Leonard Burt, number 61, is checked in as a tackle eligible. Metzelar's fell down. He's in motion. Slippery field. Kelly looking end zone, and it's deflected, broken up.
I'm telling you, I think you might have had a situation here where players talk to coach into going for it, and you don't do that. Not in this game. There are no points on the board. You put 3 up when you can.
And And what does this do now for the Houston Oilers?
It just picks this team up totally. They've stopped Buffalo twice down in this territory in Buffalo's hometown. And take a look at Metzelaar slips. He can't get out. There's holding there. Brown grabbed a hold of him. But Metzelaar's across. The Donaldson, number 31, is the man that knocks the ball away. That ball had no chance of getting there.
So the Oilers take over at the 2, and the house of noise has erupted. 5:07 remaining, first quarter, and we have no score. Mike Rozier to the outside and runs it out of trouble.
Rozier stopped by Burroughs.
Strong safety Leonard Smith forcing him out.
You know, Rozier, we know that he sat out of last week's game, and he has a rib injury. Now, just take a look at where Rozier carries this ball. He's got it away from his body, totally away from his body. Now, even when they're going to put the hit on him, he doesn't tuck the ball away. He keeps it out away from his ribs.
And on the pregame show, Ahmad made the point that when a running back does suffer an injured rib, he will hold the ball differently. That could be a factor.
Well, Ahmad played his whole career with broken ribs.
Second down and 3. Rozier is stopped. Art Still on the tackle. Is that what Ahmad told you?
Yeah, he said he was tough. He was one of the tougher players that ever played this game. He played here in Buffalo.
On the subject of being tough, when Rozier said he could not go last week and Alan Pinkett came on and did such a fine job, Jerry Glanville said he was really surprised because he knew that Rozier was hurt bad because he's a guy that has played hurt in the past.
And he really loves Rozier. He said, here's a guy that if he didn't carry the ball one play, did not gain a yard in the entire game, but if they won the football game, he was as happy as anybody to gain 200 yards.
Alan Pinkett has checked in. Third down and 3. The ball at the 10. Moon with time. And a nice diving catch by Drew Hill for the first down out of the 30. 21 yards on the play. Drew Hill, who has had a sensational season, career-high 72 catches, stopped by Odoms and Bennett.
You can see right here that they're sitting in zone defense. And the key to this whole thing is the fact that Warren Moon, down in his own end zone, had all day to throw the ball. Now, here's Monchok, number 63, and he's blocking now on Bruce Smith, who moved to the inside. Now, you see, Moon had the time to wait for Drew Hill to come across. Once he did that, completion at the 30.
And now Hill is to the right, Gibbons left. 3:20 to go, first quarter, no score, first down at the 30. That is Pinkett in motion. The swing pass, and the immediate hit on Alonzo Highsmith by Scott Radisick. The ball was jarred loose, but covered by Houston. A loss of 5 on the play.
This is absolutely a linebacker's dream. Here he is. He's covering a back coming out of the backfield. It happens to be Alonzo Highsmith on a reverse angle here. And take a look. That's his man. Bang. As soon as he catches the ball, I don't know if he really had the ball, if that's a fumble or not. They should take a look at it because it didn't look like Alonzo Highsmith had control.
Second down and 14 at the 26. The snap went to Rozier from time to time. The Oilers will do that. Another fumble, but recovered by Houston. Ray Bentley on the stop. So Mike Rozier, the running back, taking the snap.
Actually, Bentley came up with the ball, Marv, but they said that the runner was down by contact. And once that's done, nothing else happens. Here's the snap back to Rozier. Bentley comes in. He doesn't strip the ball away, but the ball, he is down. There's no question about it. Rozier's knees are down, and the ball comes back to Bentley, but now it's 3rd and 10.
And again, the crowd rises. 1:45 remaining in this first quarter. Moon with the time, and again connects with Drew Hill for a first down. Wayne Davis on the stop of Hill, a 19-yard pass play.
sitting there watching Bruce Smith that time. They had a deal on, and they sent Smirlis to the outside, and Bruce Smith hesitated for a second, came up the middle, but once he came up the middle, the block was on. They were sitting there waiting on him, and I think Monchuk is the guy that's going to eventually get Bruce Smith. Now, you see Freddie Smirlis to right of the screen, he spins out. Now, here comes Bruce Smith there. But when Moon has that much time, and the receivers that he has on this football team, you cannot give him that much time, he's going to pick you apart.
Warren Moon connecting with the Pro Bowl wide receiver Drew Hill. First down at the 49. Now he goes the other way to Jeffries. Haywood Jeffries, who has come back strong from the injured reserve. He was out with an ankle and has been a clutch man in recent games, going for 14 and another first down, and another discussion between the Oilers and the Bills.
I love it. The Houston Oilers defense, they're banging people all over the place. After the play, before the play, it makes no difference. Now, here's Jeffries. He catches a pass. Ray Bentley comes in just a tad late and nails him. Here it is. Here's Jeffries. He makes the play. Bentley, number 50, is going to come into play. Here goes Jeffries. He's on his way down. Now, watch Bentley. He just stuck his face mask in there, and here comes Jeffries up now. Our guys can do it to your guys, but don't do it to me.
And there's the gun ending the first quarter. The Oilers on the move. Buffalo missing a field goal and failing on a 4th and inches. No score after 1. The Buffalo Bills going for that for the touchdown rather than the short-range field goal.
Cannot believe they didn't kick the field goal. There's no points on the board. Don't give that team the momentum. Houston is high enough in this game. You give them a stop down here. Here goes Kelly. If you're going to do something down here, run the ball. But to throw the ball, Donaldson tips the ball away. There's just no chance for the touchdown here. Let's see, Donaldson's right there in his face. You give up 3 points. That puts you on the board first, and that's psychological.
And it was a pass-happy Buffalo Bill offensive unit in that first quarter. Trying to cross up the Houston Oilers.
Buffalo's pretty even as far as the stats are concerned. The only important stat is that scoreboard.
Second quarter underway, and here is Moon on the option. Cornelius Bennett making the stop. 3-yard advance for Warren Moon.
Moon's laughing. He's talking to Bennett. Now, Cornelius Bennett comes upfield. Now, I think Warren Moon was looking for a pitch man, and it just stunned him. Here comes Moon out by him. He said, wait a minute, you're not supposed to have the ball. You're supposed to be pitching the ball. But he goes right back and catches him.
There is Cornelius Bennett. Came to the Bills midseason last year in that blockbuster 3-way trade involving Eric Dickerson. Pro Bowl man this season, one of 6 Bills to make it to the Pro Bowl. Second down and 7. The Buffalo 34. And Moon going deep sideline. Intended for Curtis Duncan, who was covered by the left corner, Derek Burrows.
Duncan had no chance at this ball. Burrows was there. Duncan looked like he might have had a step on him. Burrows is sitting there. He hand chucks him right there. This is all legal, but this is running step for step. That's perfect coverage. There was no chance for the ball because it was out of bounds.
There's Derek Burrows. Been banged up this year. Ankle injury. Bruised jaw. Reminder to our viewers, we'll be selecting the Budweiser most valuable player for today's game at the conclusion of the ball game. 3rd down and 7. And down goes Moon. Bruce Smith, who had 11 sacks during the regular season, finishing 2nd in the AFC behind Greg Towson of the Los Angeles Raiders, comes up with the first of the day.
The Buffalo Bills that time with 4 defensive linemen. And this time they move Bruce Smith to the inside over the center. Now he makes a move past Pinson, and once he does that, the guard to the right-hand side did not pick him up, and that was Matthews. Bruce Smith was free.
And Smith now with a sack in 5 straight games. So the punting unit is on. Greg Montgomery for the 3rd time. Punting to Errol Tucker. And it's blocked. Almost blocked in his last attempt. And the Buffalo Bills with the block punt recovering third punt blocked by the Bills this season. The strong safety, Leonard Smith, the man to get to the ball.
But Marv, the other time they had 10 men on the line of scrimmage. This time they only have about 5 or 6 guys. And they're all standing back there like they're not going to rush. And then they just send Leonard Smith right up the middle. He makes the block. Just a perfect call. I don't think Houston was waiting on it. Comes in untouched. That's his man. Smith blocks it. Houston recovers the ball, but it is Buffalo's ball.
And the Bills first down at the Houston 46-yard line. Kelly to complete for a first down with Tremaine Johnson. 18-yard pass play. Patrick Allen and Jeff Donaldson combining on the stop.
Buffalo has to try to score from here because they can't score inside the 20. Take a look at the time he has. Here comes Tremaine Johnson downfield. Houston, they are playing zone defense. When Tremaine goes, Donaldson, number 31, never gets into the play. Patrick Allen never gets into the play. And the other most important thing is Kelly has all day to throw the ball.
Kelly is 6 for 12. First down at the Oiler 28. Kelly dumps it off. Johnson inside the 20. Close to the first down. Al Smith, the inside linebacker, and the left corner, Steve Brown, on the stop with Johnson. It will be a 2nd and 1.
It's a little unusual, isn't it? You ever see that? Because Marv Levy really likes a balanced attack. Houston, they have a balanced attack. Bills don't. But the biggest problem they have right now, Marv, is that they're at the 19-yard line. They're inside the 20. Where they have their problems.
And Mueller in motion. First down and more for Furman Thomas. Touchdown saving tackle by Richard Johnson. 16 yards for Thomas, who reeled off 40 in the first quarter for his longest run of the season. Furman Thomas, the 22-year-old rookie from Oklahoma State, setting up a 1st and goal.
And I told you, if they're going to run, they got to go to the side of Joe Devlin. Joe Devlin, number 70, just takes Fuller, 95, completely out of the hole. Jamie Mueller, number 39, got an excellent block, and the hole was open. Now they're at the 3-yard line.
Can't hold the center. Jim Richer, Al Hillestray, the guard, Joe Devlin, Will Wolford are the tackles. 1st and goal from the 3. Metzelar in motion to the ground, and Rob Riddick stopped short of the goal line.
They tell you there's no secrets down there. Once they get there, they're going to give the ball to Riddick. They're going with 2 tight ends, Roll and Metzelars, but they're also going with another offensive lineman, Leonard Burton, number 61, that comes in and plays a tight end. Now here comes Riddick over the top, and they're waiting on him. Lyles, 93, is sitting there. They knew that he's going to carry the ball.
And the ball spotted inside the 2. Following the tackle, Rob Riddick had some words with Richard Johnson of Houston. And Riddick able to battle his way through for the touchdown. And Jim Kelly involved, as he had some words with several of the Houston defenders.
And the linemen are trying to tell Kelly, just get out of there and get off the field. You have no business being there. But you talk about continuous effort of Rob Riddick. He just never stops. When he gets down near the goal line, he honestly believes that he should score every time he touches the ball. Kelly falls down, but he gets the ball to Riddick. He bobbles it, takes a look at the ball. Now watch, he stopped there, but his continuous effort with his legs driving to get him back into the end zone for touchdown. Now at the end of this, Riddick is trying to get up there, hold him on the ground, and then Jim Kelly comes in, and Jim, just go sit down.
And now here's Scott Norwood. And that is 76 consecutive extra points. A Buffalo Bills record for Norwood. Buffalo 7, Houston nothing. We'll be right back. Rivals here at Rich Stadium camping out making certain to beat the traffic. A crack crew on hand. Producer David Neal and director Dick Klein to check it out. Rob Riddick very pleased as he went over from 1.5 yards away for a 7-0 Buffalo lead just a moment ago. 80,000 plus here in Buffalo for the first ever playoff game at Rich Stadium. Lorenzo White waiting for the kickoff from the 4-year veteran from James Madison, Scott Norwood. The winner today faces Cincinnati next Sunday in the AFC Championship game. And White will run it out. And he is stopped across the 10. Excellent coverage again by the Buffalo Bills, led by the one-time Houston Oiler, Steve Tasker.
You know, on his scoring drive, 5 plays, 46 yards, took up 3 minutes. But Rob Riddick, Kelly falls down, and Riddick, because of the experience in the back, his most important thing is that football. Got his composure, made sure he had his hand on the ball, and then a continuous effort to get the ball into the end zone. That's hustle. That's experience.
And the Oilers hearing it from this crowd. It's a 1st and 10 from the 11. Alonzo Highsmith, Mike Rozier are the running backs. Rozier. 2 on the play. Ray Bentley, the inside linebacker, was right there.
You know, on a kickoff, this team, they lead the league as far as stopping them. Number 89 there is Tasker. You think he's happy? Watch this. Oh, and he missed it. Man, if you're going to, you got to make the thing, Steve. You got like 2 4s.
And Steve Tasker made the Pro Bowl last season for his special teams play, hampered by an knee injury this year. 2nd and 8 from the 13. 5 minutes gone by. 2nd quarter. Buffalo 7. Houston nothing. Boone again got the time. Hard hit. And it is ruled incomplete. Wayne Davis applying the hit on Drew Hill.
Okay, Warren Moon, he's got to think about Bruce Smith making that sack in the last series of downs. Got some happy feet. Moon is backing out, moving around. You've got to have total confidence in your offensive line to stay in there. Now, I know he's been sacked one time, and it's easy for us to say sitting up here. But in a game like this, you must be patient. Kelly has been patient throwing the football. Moon has to do the same thing.
Warren Moon facing a Buffalo team that is first in the AFC in total defense. 3rd down and 8. Moon going the middle and has the 1st down with Hill. Leonard Smith, the strong safety on the stop, and Drew Hill and Warren Moon combined for 21 for Hill, his 4th reception.
All right, this is the difference of Moon from this play and the play before. Marv, on this play, he'll sprint to his right just a few steps to get himself set. Now he sets up. No happy feet. Just waits now, sees Drew Hill coming across. Actually, nobody on him. Hits him for the 1st down.
Happy feet, the criticism of Warren Moon earlier in his career that he would bail out at times, would not hang in. 1st down at the 34. Moon cannot find anyone. And able to come back and locate Highsmith right at the 40-yard line. Bennett Burrows bumping him out.
Now, all right, the man with the happy feet. Warren Moon that time really does all this himself. And he's going to tell Alonzo Highsmith, come on back to me. He's looking around the field. Freddie Smirlos, number 76, is putting some pressure on him. Moon's going back looking for Ernest Givens, 81. He's not open there. So he sees pressure, he goes back. Now watch it. His hand says, Alonzo, come back to me. I'll get the ball to you. We can pick up 7.
It's a 2nd down and 3. Good block by the center, Jay Pennison, to buy some time for Moon. And let's see, referee Gordon McCarter preventing the... The Houston Oilers from...
Please reset to 12 seconds. 12 seconds on the clock. The play was reviewed and stands as ruled. Second down.
Well, apparently the question concerned that last reception by Highsmith on the sideline as to whether he was in bounds. It was reviewed. The replay official today is Mark Burns. And the 30-second clock reset now to 12. So the catch was ruled as a good catch, complete. And we're set to resume. Second down and 3 at the 41. 8.5 left. First half, Buffalo 7 and Houston nothing. And Moon picks up the first down with Jeffries. 7 on the play. Odoms made the stop. One of the bigger receivers on this Houston squad, 6'2", Haywood Jeffries.
Haywood Jeffries goes down and just sets up right beyond the first down marker. There's 4 wide receivers in the game. Leonard Smith, who is a safety, is out there trying to cover him. He knows he has to give him the cushion because of not only his height, but his speed. And Odoms is hurt, and that's really going to hurt the Buffalo Bills.
Nate Odoms, the right corner in his second season out of Wisconsin, hobbling over to the sideline. He's been replaced by Kirby Jackson, and now the Bills call for a timeout. 8:08 left, first half. The Bills 7 and the Oilers nothing. Well, a Happy New Year, and we welcome you back to Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire. The first time that Buffalo has hosted a postseason game since January 1st, 1967. 22 years to the day when the Bills were beaten by the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs going on to Super Bowl I. NBC August are doing a very fine job today, Paul.
You'd think their lips would get cold being out here, but it is in the, almost 35 degrees here, which is a balmy day. When the Houston Oilers are going with 4 wide outs, 4 wide receivers, and what that does is it forces the Buffalo Bills to go with 3 defensive linemen, 2 linebackers, which will be Talley and Bennett, and then 6 defensive backs. And this is where when you go with 4 wide, you keep Alonzo Highsmith in the backfield. What you're saying, and this time they have Pinkett back there now, is that you have the confidence in your offensive line that they can handle these guys no matter what they throw at them.
Houston first down at their 48-yard line. 7.5 left, first half. And this is Pinkett. Stopped by Bruce Smith. Alan Pinkett last week against Cleveland. In only his 3rd start of the season, rushed 14 times for a game-high 82 yards and 2 touchdowns coming off the bench to do a terrific job replacing the injured Mike Rozier.
Well, you look at Bruce Smith now. He stands up right on Bruce Davis. He holds him up, locates the ball, and makes the play. It is a 3-yard gain, but here is a key matchup that we talked about at the beginning. Bruce Davis must contain Bruce Smith. But the problem is that Bruce Smith is moving all over. He's lined up on 3 different people so far.
Second down, 7 from midfield. 85 Hill coming over to the right. And on the draw, it is Highsmith breaking loose. Alonzo Highsmith. Kelso and Smith able to chase him down.
You could have called a better play. They had the Buffalo Bills with Bruce Smith coming upfield, Freddie Smerlas, number 76, taking it inside. And when this happens, here comes Bruce Smith. They just go, they take Smerlas and Art Still down the line. Bruce Smith is up the field. There are no linebackers there. Alonzo Highsmith is out in the middle of the field, all by himself. Now they're inside the 20.
A 31-yard run by Alonzo Highsmith in his second season out of Miami, making it back strong from that shoulder injury and arthroscopic surgery. First out at the 18, and Moon on the option. Making his way inside the 15-yard line, the outside linebacker, Darryl Talley, on the stop.
You know, it's a pretty play to watch, Marv, the option. But only in college. You don't want to lose Warren Moon. I mean, this is the strength of your offense. Moon goes down, puts a little fake to the outside. That was Kirby Jackson, 47, whose job was to take the up back. But if they had the regular defense in there, they would have been a linebacker just to nail Warren Moon.
Now looking at a 2nd and 5 at the 13. Rozier is back, replacing Pinkett.
Delay a game.
Ernest Gibbons very frustrated. You can see him jumping up and down in anger, and Warren Moon unhappy. And his unhappiness directed at Cornelius Bennett.
Delay of game. Offense, 5-yard penalty, still 2nd down.
Paul, is that a problem with the noise?
It really is, and you're down into that real close section down there, and they, as you talked about before, they do a lot of audibles. Now here comes Bennett down the line. Moon is just standing there, and Cornelius goes up. He really did not hit him that way. He just wrapped his arms around him. And Moon is a little frustrated because he couldn't get the call off, and now he's mad. But Bennett Bennett didn't do anything, damaging. He just went up and kind of hugged him.
Yeah, very, very affectionate call.
It was. He just wrapped his arms around him.
2nd down 10 at the 18. Buffalo 7. Houston nothing. 4:45 left, first half. And Moon goes the middle, incomplete. Intended for Gibbons.
You talk about a great block. Alonzo Highsmith just got a sensational block, and Drew Hill is down in the back of the end zone.
Shaken up. Apparently all right.
Alonzo Highsmith, his job is to step up and keep Bennett, if he blitzes from the outside, to put him down. Here comes Bennett. Here comes Alonzo. Down goes Bennett. And Alonzo stays with him. He doesn't let him get back up and get to move. That's tremendous.
3rd down 10 at the Buffalo 18. And Moon couldn't find anyone and just throws it high and far. Gibbons in the area, covered by Jackson. Looked like Bennett and Moon actually had some nice words for each other on the follow-through after that play. Tony Zendejas now coming on, and opposition field goal kickers have had all kinds of problems. Marv Levy trying to set. Well. 4.5 minutes remaining, first half, off the 35-yard field goal by this man, Tony Zendejas. It is now Buffalo 7 and Houston 3 as Zendejas gets set to kick it off. Tucker, Riddick, and Harmon are back deep. And here is Errol Tucker finding the hole and reaching out across the 25-yard line. A 22-yard return.
We talked to Glanville about this man, Alonzo Highsmith, and this is what he said. He's the best blocking back in football, and it's worth seeing again the block on Cornelius Bennett, who's one of the better linebackers. But Highsmith just stays with him. He sees Cornelius coming in. Now he gets down to his legs. But not only does he make the block here, but when Cornelius gets back up, here comes Highsmith back again. He doesn't quit on the block.
Alonzo Highsmith reeled off a nice run that led to the field goal by Zendejas. First down from the 28-yard line. And Kelly throwing on first down once again. Andre Reed for 12 yards. Steve Brown, the left corner, made the stop.
Andre Reed and Jerry Glanville, even talked about him. He said he's one of the most dangerous receivers in the National Football League. And that ball is up in his shoulder to total concentration. Brown has excellent coverage, just can't stay with him.
First down at the 40. Just under 4 remaining first half. It's brought by the tight end Metzelars, covered by John Grimsley.
Buffalo Bills, I guess they're not going to sit on that lead, huh? they're just firing the ball all over the place. And now is in a situation now where I wouldn't be surprised to see him run a play, because they are running so well to their right side to where Joe Devlin is, and he happens to be blocking on Fuller, and also Childress is out there.
Kelly now 2nd and 10 at the 40. Others may think they're watching Jim Kelly from the Houston Gamblers of the USFL, although he's not looking for the deep patterns in the run and shoot the way he did in those days. Riddick not able to hang on. Rob Riddick, the man who criticized Jim Kelly about a week and a half ago for his passing philosophy, but that time it was Riddick who did not hold on to the ball.
After that one, he may not throw any more to him either. Ray Childress is going to the Pro Bowl, and when you're that good, Ken Hall is blocking on him to the outside. He just jams him back into the inside, and Childress was kind of lost on trying to find out, where am I supposed to go? Where is the ball? The Houston Oilers cannot win this football game until they get some heat on Kelly.
3rd down and 10 from the 40. Looking for that first down marker, but falls short. Hit down by Tracy Eaton, backup defensive back.
You ever see a guy take 5 steps and not go anywhere? Watch Kelly. You talk about not fleet of foot. Watch this when he comes up the middle. Kelly, no one to throw to. Excellent pass coverage. He sees the middle wide open. Now, it only has to go 10 yards. Watch these steps. There's 4 or 5 steps. He didn't move a yard. Still didn't pick up the first down.
John Kidd will punt for the first time this afternoon. Curtis Duncan, 2nd-year man from Northwestern, back deep. That is Duncan. Kidd who's had an up and down season. And Duncan calling fair catch. 40-yard punt. And Houston will go back to the offense with 2:46 left, first half. Had their difficulties recently. They've dropped 3 of the last 4. At one point, the Bills 11-1. Marv Levy, who is, in terms of personality, in direct contrast to the man on the sideline at the other side of the field, Jerry Glanville. In fact, Glanville was described by quarterback Patrick Allen as a rebel without a pause. Always going in high gear. Cleveland owner Art Modell said of Glanville, he ought to be in roller derby. And Jerry actually low-key this week. He coached 1 year here in Buffalo, says he loves Buffalo, did not say anything derogatory, which was not the case last week in Cleveland prior to the second matchup with the Browns.
Here comes Moon. He's got to bring his receivers and backs in. He can't hear a thing down there. Now they put Ernest Gibbons in motion and throwing snowballs at him.
First down at the 13. A flag has been thrown as Hill made the catch, stopped by Talley. Now, what can he do to adjust to be able to hear over the crowd?
He really has to start in this situation and go on what they call that silent count. And when you do that, you're at the mercy of the defense, because only you in the center basically know when that ball is going to be snapped. And then everybody else on the offense has to go on movement by the center and the quarterback.
Number 78 defense. 5-yard penalty, still first down.
That's Bruce Smith called on a penalty.
And when that happens, Marv, now the defense has the advantage. They don't have offense. You don't have that quick step. Here's Moon. He's trying to using his hands. Read my lips. He's telling Drew Hill, get away from me. Will you just get over there? I'm going to throw to you anyway.
And it's a 1st and 5 at the 18. Nate Odoms, who hobbled off earlier, goes back in there, right corner. Rozier for a couple. Stopped by Art Still. Art Still making it back from the knee problem in his 11th year out of the University of Kentucky. We're coming up on the 2-minute mark here in the first half. And when we resume, For Houston, it will be a 2nd and 3 at the 20. Buffalo Bills 7, Houston Oilers 3. We'll be back in a moment. With 2 minutes remaining in the first half, the Bills leading the Oilers by the count of 7-3. Coming up, 2nd down, 3 from the 20. And the house of noise erupts. Alonzo Highsmith tried to pick his way and did pick up the first down. Darryl Talley making the stop. Buffalo Bills perfect at home, but over the last 4 weeks where they have had difficulties, the only victory coming over the Raiders by that 37-21 score.
Well, let's give the Bills 4-0 and the fans 4-0. They won 4.
First down at the 25, minute and a half left. First half, Moon airs it out. Jeffries for the first down at midfield, 27 yards on the play. Mark Kelso, the free safety on the stop, and the Oilers go to the hurry-up now.
They should take a timeout. They have 3 timeouts. Why let the clock run down when everybody has to get to the ball? Now they did. But they wasted about 9 seconds on the clock.
So the timeout is called. Jerry Glanville.
Black Bart, look at him.
He even wore black when we had our discussion at the hotel last night.
He's got a knee problem. They're going to probably have to operate after the season's over, but he's got the only black brace ever made.
Haywood Jeffries with that long gainer a moment ago for his 4th catch of the day.
You see, the Buffalo Bills are in zone, and they're playing 6 defensive backs. But again, you go back, the key is the offensive line blocking. Moon has enough time to look at 4 different players. Now here's Smith on Davis, Bruce on Bruce. Bruce missed him with a right hook, and Bruce Smith almost got to Moon.
Back to the subject of Jerry Glanville, I mentioned that he did not have any unfavorable comments to make about Buffalo. He did coach here. He said when he first told his wife, Brenda, he was headed to Buffalo, she cried when we moved there. But Jerry said she also cried when we left.
She was happy both times.
And Gibbons caught it on a deflection. Then let's see what they call it. Did he have possession? If he did, it's a fumble, and Buffalo recovered. If not, it will be ruled incomplete. The recovery made by Kirby Jackson.
They said he was down. It's replay time. Let's go, replay. Gibbons is on the inside. Here he comes. He slips. He's hurt. He's slipping off the field. Now, Gibbons is there. Now, think about it. His leg is down, and then the ball comes out. Now, the question is, was his knee down when he gets hit?
Down by contact.
Down by contact. Hello. Wait till they see this guy. Here's the reverse angle. Is his knee down here? Then the ball is punched out. Now, you can't see because Leonard Smith is in the way. So now if they're looking at that angle, here we go again.
It's also tough depth perception.
Depth perception.
Always difficult.
Not for me. He is, I mean, that is as close as you're going to get. That play's got to stand.
So a first down at the 25-yard line. And here's Boone with the time going end zone. Touchdown. No, he's out of the end zone. He caught it out of the end zone. Drew Hill did not have the 2 feet in.
Did not have control of the ball. The ball was there. He hit the goalpost at the end of it. Drew Hill is still down. He was down a little while ago in that same position. But he did not have control of the ball. It would have been touchdown. Moon put it right where he had to put it. No one had a chance.
Must have the 2 feet in and control.
Yeah, you see he's bobbling the ball here. I'm going to tell you what. They better take another look at it, because if the only one the foot that's going to be in jeopardy here is going to be his left foot. Because Drew Hill, when he catches here, watch here, now he bobbles it. Pulls it into his arms and both feet down. Now, are you going to give it to him if he has it with one arm or 2 arms?
And Hill is obviously shaken up. It had been a very quiet day to this point in terms of replays. The replay official has Mark Burns. He is the only replay official who is not a former game official out of the league office, works in the officiating department with Art McNally. And right now the concern is for Drew Hill.
They just lost Ernest Gibbons. He walked off the field limping. Drew Hill is up, shaken up. The question is, and I think that he really didn't have control because he brings it to his shoulder pad, but he is bobbling the ball as he's going to the end zone. That pass is absolutely perfect. You know, bring it up to his right shoulder with one hand. Here is that control. Now his right foot touches, his left foot is dragging. If they call that control, then he hits the goalpost with his head.
All right, the word from the replay booth is the left foot was down, but his knee hit out of bounds. So it was not possession. He did not have control with the 2 feet in within the end zone. And now the official word from Gordon McCarter. And Hill looks to be all right.
And more good news for Houston. Gibbons coming back on the field, so they've got him back in the game.
40 seconds remaining first half. And when we pick it up, Houston will have a 2nd and 10 at the 25.
And Bruce Davis has done a pretty good job on Bruce Smith. You remember the only sack came when Bruce Smith came up the middle. He did not come up over Bruce Davis.
And the Houston Oilers have allowed only 24 sacks for the season, among the fewest in the NFL. The 1 sack recorded by Smith. Bruce Smith.
Bruce Davis, 6'6", 330 pounds, like running around a building.
2nd down and 10. And the crowd back to it. Moon in trouble. And able to complete right at the first down marker. Burrows on the coverage of Duncan.
Now the Bills want him to say he's out of bounds. Derek Burrow. Everybody's an official today. You know, players don't only play, they're also officials. Here we go now. Duncan goes out. Moon scampers and he sees him coming back. Duncan does a smart thing. He comes back. And now what they're saying is here he catches the ball, but he stopped his progress so he couldn't go out of bounds. And he said he didn't get out of bounds, but he does. But Moon does a great job rolling out to the outside. And then again, we get officiating by all of the players. Everybody likes to officiate.
And by getting out of bounds, he did stop the clock. 31 seconds remaining. It's a 3rd down and 1. 31 seconds left in the half. A lot of movement. Fumbled on the snap. And the penalty marker is down.
It's delay a game, so that'll make it 3rd and 6.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
I just couldn't believe that Moon just walked away. The whistle to blow, and he had to know it was delay a game because the ball was snapped and everybody else went for the ball except Moon. Warren Moon sitting up under center. Now watch what happens. He knows it's delay a game because when this ball is snapped, well, he just turns around and puts his hand down. I don't want any part of that. I'm not going in there and get killed.
3rd down, 6 at the 21. Jeffries to the left, Duncan right. Highsmith, the lone deep back. And Moon with time. Incomplete. Leonard Harris covered by Wayne Davis. Harris, the 3-year man out of Texas Tech, who has come up with only 10 receptions this season. And now Zendejas will check in.
The one thing, look where this ball is thrown. That ball should have been caught, even though Davis made an excellent play on the ball. But Warren Moon is sharp. He's getting the ball where it has to be caught, and they're not catching it.
Zendejas connected from 35 yards away earlier the 2nd quarter. This, a 39-yard attempt that is blocked. Cornelius Bennett on the recovery. And let's see who blocked it. Earlier, a punt was blocked by Leonard Smith.
That man has fun playing this game. He's the same way in practice. Is this Leonard Smith again? The ball comes up to mid. I don't know. That's not Leonard Smith. I can tell you that. That was Cornelius Bennett that blocked it and recovered it.
Now the crowd reacts to the announcement on the public address. Pro Bowler Cornelius Bennett with the block and the recovery. Buffalo takes over. 19 seconds remaining in the first half from their 37. Kelly with a screen. And here's Ronnie Harmon. 10 seconds remaining in the half.
Kelly's pass complete to Ronnie Harmon.
Will Wolford, number 73. He'll be all right. They're not going to go out of the game. Kelly stayed in there and stayed in there. And then finally, this was a screen pass, and it finally hit Harmon with the ball. Kelly has an awful lot of confidence in his offensive line, and that's good.
I mentioned earlier that Bill's opponents have had all kinds of difficulty kicking field goals here at Rich Stadium in the past. The weather has certainly had something to do with that, but coming into today, they have succeeded on only 8 of 17 at Rich Stadium. Second down 2 with time running out. And Kelly heaving one. It's a Hail Mary, and it's broken up. So Jim Kelly airing it out with 1 second remaining in the half.
And that ball was almost caught. Donaldson is sitting down there waiting on him. He's trying to time it. I don't know if it's Trumaine Johnson, 86 or not. Yeah, it is going to be him. Watch Donaldson here. He's waiting, and he knocks the ball down, and it just gets caught in his leg. That is dangerous.
Combination of Trumaine Johnson, Chris Burkett, Andre Reed in the area. Marv Levy and his Buffalo Bills leading the Houston Oilers by the score of 7-3. Let's see if Kelly will give it another shot. Play is blown dead.
Well, we know one thing. Can't end on a defensive penalty.
Delay of game, offense, 5-yard penalty,
because
still
they'll put 1
third down.
second back on the clock, so they still have a play. Great football game. Great defensive football game.
The Buffalo Bills come in as number 1 in total defense. Houston Oilers, the only team in the NFL to score more points, the Cincinnati Bengals. Houston with 424 points for the season. But thus far, Warren Moon and his Oilers held to the field goal. Although Moon, as you say, has been throwing the ball well.
He has been throwing the ball well. He didn't look too excited right there.
Off the draw, Jamie Mueller. He will not go down.
Here comes a headache for somebody.
Jamie Mueller goes 6'1", 225 pounds, refusing to hit the field. And that is the end of the first half. Buffalo 7, Houston 3. Bob Costas. And what has been a surprisingly balmy day, and the Buffalo Bills leading the Houston Oilers by the score of 7-3 as we look to the second half. And what do you foresee from the Houston point of view?
I think from Houston, once they get in that third and long situation and they get spread out that field, Buffalo defensively, they're going to have to put some pressure on Moon and send some linebackers, because once they spread out, it gives Moon a chance to look over the entire field, and they spread that defense so thin, he's hitting people. They're picking up 3rd and 10 all the time. So Buffalo, I think, are going to have to blitz more. Houston, on the other hand, are going to have to try to run the ball a little bit better.
And Jim Kelly came out throwing in the first half. 9 for 18, 99 yards. Moon, 11 for 19, 144 yards. The key play in the first half, the block punt. Greg Montgomery nearly blocked in his previous attempt by Rob Riddick, and now they got him.
Leonard Smith came from the outside. Nobody touched him, really. And he ends up blocking the punt, but they did not have the punt block formation that they used before. In the first couple of punts, Marv, they put up 10 men on the line of scrimmage and really didn't come. That time they only had 5 guys. Well, look at it. Can you imagine this game? No turnovers in this ball game. Everything is basically even. The score is close to being even. This has just been an excellent, I think, excellent defensive football game. And if it wasn't for a couple of drop passes on both sides, each team would be ahead by 7 at least.
And the winner today goes against the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game.
and really didn't come. That time they only had 5 guys. Well, look at it. Can you imagine this game? No turnovers in this ball game. Everything is basically even. The score is close to being even. This has just been an excellent, I think, excellent defensive football game. And if it wasn't for a couple of drop passes on both sides, each team would be ahead by 7 at least.
And the winner today goes against the Cincinnati Bengals in the AFC Championship game. Next Sunday, the winner there, of course, headed to the Super Bowl. First time that the Bills have hosted a postseason game since back on the 1st of January, 1967. Paul McGuire, a participant in that game as a member of the losing side, the Buffalo Bills. In fact, we just happen to have, circa 1967, a fuzzy-cheeked number 55 punter slash linebacker, Paul McGuire.
You know, that face is worn out 4 bodies. This is what it was. I had a little weight on me. It was tough kicking.
Yeah.
It was just, hard to hit my leg.
Now, this is nice. This is the Paul I think we're a bit more familiar with. Very nice. You know what I like about these shots? They weren't posed, Paul.
No.
And despite the heavy criticism that number 55 would be passed on to other Buffalo Bills, Cornelius Bennett wearing that number with pride.
Yes, he does, and I never let him forget that was my old jersey. Same jersey, as a matter of fact. Smells bad.
Well, you are really... Are we on? We on? You are just sick, man.
I know. New year.
And fortunately, we're set for the game to resume. The kickoff sponsored by Budweiser, the king of beers. Tony Zendejas ready to kick it off for Houston. 80,290 on hand here at Rich Stadium. Harold Tucker, Ron Riddick, Ronnie Harmon are back. And here comes Harmon. Out across the 20-yard line. 18-yard return. Toby Caston on the tackle. So the Buffalo Bills open up here in the third quarter. Kent Hull, the center. Jim Richer, Dale Hellestray replacing the injured Tim Vogler, out for the season with a knee problem. They're at the guards, and Will Wolford and Joe Devlin at the tackles. Ronnie Harmon now in the backfield, along with Jamie Mueller. And Jim Kelly calling it out. First down at the 23 off the short set. Bostic and Grimsley on the tackle, and Kelly and Harmon reel off 17 yards.
Ronnie Harmon smiling. I mean, this man really has excellent hands for a back, and he just comes down. They take Metzelaars, they move him to the outside, and Bostic is sitting there one-on-one on Harmon with no help or no chance for the linebacker to get to the outside to get some help. And Grimsley, number 59, Kelly put the ball right on target.
Buffalo first down at the 40. Broken up. Facing double coverage, John Grimsley made the hit.
Ronnie Harmon had good hands. He had good hands on that one play, but not on this one here. That thing hit him right in the hands. No reason to drop that ball. You can look so good on one play, Marv, and so bad on another one.
Ronnie Harmon, usually the Bills' third down specialist, change of pace man at running back, but in there throughout this series. Second down at 10. Now Riddick and Harmon in the backfield. Just underway, third quarter. Kelly from the shotgun. Almost intercepted off the deflection from Trumaine Johnson.
That was just excellent coverage by Robert Lyles, number 93, the linebacker. He just waited to the inside, and Lyles is the man that's going to make the play here. He just sits and waits, and all of a sudden Trumaine comes across it, and there's Robert Lyles right there with the hit. But the ball was in Trumaine's hands. That's 2 drops in a row.
And the Bills now third down and 10 at the 40. A report from the Houston sideline concerning wide receiver Drew Hill. He is in the X-ray. They call that hard hit zone late in the second quarter. And Kelly able to stand in, and he is picked off. And there you have the first turnover of the afternoon. The interception by Tracy Eaton, the extra defensive back. He's a rookie from Portland State.
I think Kelly really wanted to throw the ball to Rob Riddick, number 40, who's going to be coming down to the inside. But Rob Riddick falls down. And when that happens, he has to go out to Burkett. There's an awful lot of holding going on by Patrick Allen. That was definitely holding on a defense. And Kelly, he's looking at Riddick. Riddick falls down. Now you see Kelly look right to his left, intercepted.
For Eaton, his first interception of the season, and Houston takes over. Eaton, he picked off his first of the season just a moment ago, and we're told it's the first time he has been in the lineup defensively. He's been used on special teams. Tracy Eaton out of Bellevue in the state of Washington. So the first turnover of the day. Ron Moon hearing it from the crowd once again. Minute gone by, third quarter. Houston trailing Buffalo 7-3. First down from midfield. And it's Highsmith. Highsmith breaking tackles. And goes for 17. Darryl Talley on the stop. So Alonzo Highsmith with a couple of impressive runs here today.
Not only is he an excellent blocker, he's got good hands receiving, but watch Highsmith here. Coming up, Darryl Talley gets blocked. Freddie Smirlis misses the tackle. And then all of a sudden, Darryl Talley comes back into the picture. But he is so strong. Look at his legs. They never stop driving. Alonzo Highsmith, even when he was hit, his legs keep right on going. Picked up, 12 or 13 yards on the play.
And it's a first down at the 30. Big hole. Rozier stopped by Still and Smith. And the word on Drew Hill, the x-rays negative, and they are hoping that he will be able to return. But bad news concerning free safety Jeff Donaldson, a key man. He is out for the game with what is called a quad contusion. So we may see more of Tracy Eaton.
You can see the wrap on his leg. It's on his right leg. It's and iced down.
Second down 9. Houston at the Buffalo 29. 81 Gibbons in motion. Pitch out, Rozier. Penalty flag down. Rozier battling toward the first down marker. Mark Kelso, the free safety, came up to make the hit.
It looks like there may be holding against Houston. At least Freddie Smirlis indicated that, because I told you, no, it's personal foul against Buffalo. Freddie Smirlis was standing back there doing one of those referee deals again, saying, okay, holding against Houston, I love it.
And you went for it.
No, I went for it. I followed Fred.
Personal
Fred never
foul,
lied to anybody.
unnecessary roughness. Number 55 defense. Tack on from the end of the run. First down.
So it is Cornelius Bennett. They tack it on at the end of the run, and the ball spotted down at the 10.
Now, we thought that Cornelius Bennett and Warren Moon made up with each other. Here it comes. Here's the pitch. And that's hands to his face. I guess they're not friends yet. Maybe after this game they'll be friends, but they're not friends now.
It is a first and goal at the 10. So the run by Highsmith. And now the penalty following the run by Rozier. Here's Rozier. Stopped by Bennett.
Bennett, he can pursue as well as any linebacker in the National Football League. He'll come upfield and all of a sudden see that delayed draw. He goes around Steinkuhler on the outside, and now watch his pursuit. His speed right back to the inside, makes the play, stops it for like a 2.5-yard gain.
And it's a second and goal at the 7. I see Drew Hill is back. So the wide receivers, Hill with Jeffries and Duncan.
And no more post patterns for Drew Hill, because he takes it literally.
And he has caught 4 on the day. Off the draw, the ball was bobbled, but Rozier able to hang on. Talley stacked him up. Rozier getting down to the 5.
That's twice. We saw the one on Rob Riddick's touchdown where he bobbled the ball, had the presence of mind of getting the ball back. Rozier, same thing. This ball hits Rozier in the chest. It comes out. But watch that. Total concentration on the ball. The ball is most important. I run after I get it. And it still picked up 3 yards on the play. Here's the handoff to Moon. The ball hits him in the chest and just bounces back. He didn't wrap around, but go right back and look at the ball. Make sure you get it.
It is a 3rd and goal inside the 5. Henderson the center, Munchak and Matthews the guards, Davis, Steinkuhl the tackles. With the protection, Moon throwing, flag down.
Looks like Smirlis was offside. I'm sorry, Marv, but it looks like Smirlis was offside, or Smith.
And the call against the Bills. Buffalo Bills being hit with their 5th penalty of the day.
Offside, 78 defense, half the distance penalty, still 3rd down.
They're jammed up right in the middle. Now Smith gets offside here, and that moves Smirlis in the inside, number 76. He also moved too soon. I'd go with another long count. They're blitzing. They're sending Leonard Smith. They're sending Cornelius Bennett. They send everybody. Take another long count. These guys are hyped up on that line of scrimmage. You may yet get another half the distance.
And it's a 3rd and goal down at the 2. Moon on the option, pixels out. Rozier has to chase it down and carries out of bounds.
A tremendous play on the outside by the defensive linebacker, or I couldn't tell exactly who it was. It's Burroughs, the corner. He sat there and forced Moon to make a move. He threw a blind pitch to Rozier, never did see the ball. Rozier did the right thing, take it out of bounds and settle for the field goal.
A loss of 12, and here is Zendejas, who hit from 35, had one block. This from 31 yards away. No good. And field goal kickers here in Buffalo from the opposition continue to struggle.
Leonard Smith, Cornelius Bennett, 55. They put the pressure on, but Zendejas just hooks the ball. Neither one of them touched it. He just hooked it. The crowd goes crazy because this man made him. That's what he did. Cornelius.
And Zendejas had been on fire as of late after a slow start. Then the Oilers changed holders. They were going with the punter, Greg Montgomery. Went to Brent Pease, the backup quarterback. And Zendejas came into today hitting his last 6. 19 of his last 23. He's had one block, just missed. Did hit one earlier. Buffalo takes over first down from their 20-yard line. They lead Houston 7-3. To the ground for Mueller. It'll fall forward to pick up a couple on the play. Steve Brown covered him up.
Steve Brown's going to get chewed out by the coaching staff. Here comes Jamie Mueller down the line of scrimmage. Steve Brown has got a clear shot at him. He's playing corner. Reed's run right away. Nobody blocks him, and he rocks in there and puts his shoulder down and never wrapped his arm around Jamie Mueller and would have had him for about a 3-yard loss.
Instead, it's being called a 3-yard gain. 2nd down, 7 at the 23. Harmon and Riddick now in the Buffalo backfield. 5 minutes in, 3rd quarter. Kelly completes to Harmon. Short of the first down. Bostic and Brown on the stop of Ronnie Harmon in his 3rd season out of Iowa. The Bills' 3rd leading receiver, and he has done it out of the backfield. Well, Moon 11 for 19, 145 yards. And Kelly, who came out throwing and has continued 11 for 23 for 119 yards. Able to recover the snap, and that is hauled down by Childress.
Well, we've got the 2 All-Pros. Bruce Smith in the first half, he got his sack, and here comes Childress with his sack. And that's the thing, you've got to stop the big guys because they come up with the big plays at key times. Now, Hellestrae, number 71, is blocking on Childress. Childress just runs around Hellestrae, but the defensive secondary, the coverage was so good that Kelly couldn't get rid of the ball. credit the defensive secondary with that sack.
Houston Oilers had 42 sacks during the season, third in the AFC. Kidd punting for the second time, and Curtis Duncan is back. Called the fair catch, 43-yard punt, and Houston will go back to the offense with 8:52 left in the third. Bills 7, the Oilers 3. First and 10 for Warren Moon in Houston from his 37. Moon, with some confusion, does get it off, and it's through the hands of Highsmith.
Brad Smirlis had two people on him and still almost got to the quarterback. He had Monchek on him. Pennison was on him. Freddie Smirlis said, I was there, but I didn't wrap my arms around him. Here's Smirlis. Monchek's got him first. Pennison now takes him. Here's Smirlis just driving, goes back into Moon. Moon was there, pushes Freddie off. He looked at the coach, he says, I was there, I had him.
Smirlis, one of the NFL's most zany personalities. His brother Peter holds a master's in psychology, says he studied psychology so he could figure his brother Fred out. Second down play. And Moon with the pass intended for Jeffries.
Leonard Smith went by it, Marv, and Leonard Smith hit himself on the helmet. He was looking to hit the receiver instead of looking at the football. If you were looking at the football, you had an interception.
Third down and 10 at the 37. And yet another injury report concerning Drew Hill. Now we're told he has suffered a sprained neck and probably will not return. Drew Hill, who caught 72 balls this season, a primary target for Warren Moon. Third and 10 at the 37. And Moon in big trouble, chased by Bennett. Did get it away. The rush by Cornelius Bennett. And it will be a punting situation for Houston.
They were trying to set up a screen because Alonzo Highsmith just runs right by Cornelius Bennett. Cornelius Bennett gets his hands up so Moon can't find Highsmith, and then finally gets the ball away, but he does get it in the direction of Highsmith right at his feet. But Highsmith let Cornelius come through. He figured he's going to stay with him, roll out into the screen. Moon had no chance.
Of course, Paul, there are many other factors, but Cornelius Bennett has taken over this game. Defensively, Montgomery back. And it's carries out of bounds. Errol Tucker racing over a 38-yard punt. Cornelius Bennett has had himself an outstanding afternoon. Timeout taken. We'll be right to congratulate KPRC Television in Houston, our NBC affiliate, celebrating their 40th anniversary, and I think the folks back at KPRC would like to see their Oilers pull this one out.
That would be a nice anniversary present, wouldn't it?
However, the Buffalo Bills with a 7-3 lead here in the third quarter.
Houston's got to be able to throw. They got to throw the ball, and I think the Houston's got to. Before that, it's got to establish some type of a running game, which they have not done in this ball game.
Bills first down at their 26. And here is Mueller up to the 28. William Fuller, the right defensive end, made the stop. Fuller a question mark today because of a knee problem. Mueller able to make the move past Childress, but the right defensive end, Fuller, was able to make the tackle.
All right, here's Devlin on Ray Childress, and Ray Childress plays his play perfectly, except the strength of Jamie Mueller breaks the tackle.
And we saw the strength of Jamie Miller right at the end of the half, where he refused to go down, taking some pretty hard shots. Now Thomas with a short pickup, maybe a yard. As the Bills go to the running game, Richard Burr, the nose tackle, outside linebacker Robert Lyles combining, and it will be a third down and 7.
It's a little strange, but I think what the Buffalo Bills want to do now is just looking at that looking at the clock, number one, there's still a little over 7 minutes to play in the third quarter. They only have a 7-3 lead. They'd like to get some of that clock run off, but they also would like to move the ball.
Now Trumaine Johnson is to the left. Kelly looking that way. And then goes the shorter pattern. And it's short of the first down. Andre Reed made the catch. But Buffalo will be forced to punt.
And you will start hearing some boos in this stadium because they don't like this type of offense, the fans here in Buffalo. They've been throwing the ball all down the field, first down. Why would you throw up? You need 7 yards, and you throw a 3-yard pattern.
So John Kidd in with the punting unit, his third punt of the day coming up. He's back behind his 20. Curtis Duncan awaiting the punt at his 25-yard line. Houston has had 3 different punt return men this season following injuries to Kenny Johnson, Willie Drury. Duncan let it go. It takes a nice Buffalo bounce. Stopping near the 20-yard line. It will go down as a 46-yard punt. 6:12 remaining. Third quarter, Buffalo 7, Houston 3.
You know we're gonna be there, don't think twice. Service is part of our name. We're a part of your country, a part of your town, and no one else does it the same. We deliver, we deliver. It's the reason you trust us. You know that we're gonna come through. We're your postal service. We deliver for you. We deliver for you.
In 13 cities in 10 countries across the Pacific, they're playing our song. United Airlines Royal Pacific Service, rededicated to giving you the service you deserve, halfway around the world. Come fly the friendly skies.
Leave it to the good hands, people.
Compassion. You can't teach it or place too great a value on it. But you could measure it down this very road on the morning of June 23rd. In the actions of Allstate Claims Adjuster Don Mulder, who at 5 a.m. drove 60 miles to a fire site, all just to shorten the distance between a man's loss and a man's recovery. People like Don Mulder, another reason.
You're in good hands with Allstate.
New Year's weekend, come home to the best in college football as the Fighting Irish of #1 Notre Dame take on the third-ranked West Virginia Mountaineers. A battle of the nation's only undefeateds that may determine the national championship at the Fiesta Bowl. Championship Monday. The best bowls are on NBC.
Well, Dick Enberg, Merlin Olsen making the journey from Cincinnati, and they will be at Sun Devil Stadium. That'll be the second part of a big day here on NBC Sports tomorrow. And the crowd back into it here in Buffalo. 6:12 left third quarter. The Bills 7, Oilers 3. Houston first down from the 21. A hole for Pinkett. Alan Pinkett stopped by the strong safety Leonard Smith, and he picked up 10 on the play. Well, Jerry Glanville left tickets today, for those of you who may have been wondering, at the gate for Buffalo Bill, as Bob mentioned at halftime. Not the Old West figure, but for the television talk show character played by Dabney Coleman. It was Glanville's favorite show, canceled incidentally last year. And what about Marv Levy? Well, he said he once left tickets for his Aunt Ellen. Yes. Glanville last week in Cleveland left a ticket for Elliot Ness, who was born in Cleveland. He sets the tradition of leaving tickets for people or for things dead, and he said this week he considered leaving tickets for Paul McGuire's liver. Now, I don't know what he meant by that, Paul.
He thinks my liver's dead, but it's not.
I see.
He just had a transplant. Everything's working out very well for 89.
What a cheap shot.
I know. I'll get him.
First down at the 31. audible and had some difficulty. Fumbled. Recovered by Houston.
Since the first quarter, the Houston Oilers have been going with like 4 wideouts the whole time. Now they're back to their normal offense with Jamie Williams. That first play they ran was first down was 10 yards. Jamie Williams, number 87, is in the game. And when I was down there Wednesday, I saw him line up in the backfield with Moon.
Jamie Williams caught a pass last week, his first reception in 9 games, and then landed on the pointed end of the football and hurt himself. Second down, 13. Going with time and going deep, but overthrows. Intended for Hayward Jeffries.
Hayward Jeffries ducked. He actually ducked. I knew when looking at it, the ball coming at him, knew he couldn't catch it, but he also knew that Leonard Smith was coming. Watch Jeffries. He sees Smith coming across. Now watch him duck his shoulder. Here comes the ball. Wait, whoops. I don't have a shot at it, and you're having a shot at me. Here go the shoulders down.
Is this the loudest crowd that you have heard here at Rich Stadium?
Oh, yeah, no question about it. No question about it. And there's not an empty seat in this building either.
Third down, 13. Moon could not find anyone. Comes back the other way. Still looking. And incomplete. Alonzo Highsmith, who was further downfield, did come back. Cornelius Bennett suggesting we want more noise.
He loves it. I mean, he smiles all the time. He's like that in practice. He goes 100% all the time. Here's Moon scrambling around, and eventually that guy standing next to him, number 32, is the guy who's going to throw to Alonzo Highsmith. He goes to his right. There's nobody there. He goes back this side. In the blocking, he's picked up very well. Monchuk come in. They got some good block. If Moon would have stopped and set himself, he knew when he threw the ball, he would have had the completion.
Montgomery just did elude Riddick once again. A return by Tucker, getting up across the 40-yard line, a 43-yard punt. Grimsley on the stop, 13-yard return, and some more pushing and shoving. It has actually been a low penalty game. Houston hit with only 5, and Buffalo with 5.
Now, you know what Glanville told us? Glanville said if we don't have at least 10 penalties, we can't win a ball game. And 5 penalties is almost, for this guy, it's penalty-free.
In effect, he equates that with the fiery play.
But he also said one thing, Marv. In the last 2 minutes of a ball game, if we have a chance of winning the ball game, they do not take a penalty in the last 2 minutes.
First down for the 41 as Kelly completes. Chris Burkett on the reception for 26 yards. Richard Johnson got him out of bounds.
This is a beautiful pass, Marv. What happens? Watch Kelly. He looks to his right first. Now he's going to come back to his left. He sees Burkett breaking it off to the corner, and he just lost the ball over the defense right into his arm. There's no way you don't catch that ball.
Third catch of the day for Burkett in his 4th year out of Jackson State. First down at the 33. So the Bills back to the passing game. Mueller off the swing with nowhere to go. Trying to make the turn, but Bostic and Brown right there. And he picked up only 2.
Jim Kelly, he's backing up. He's looking. Excellent coverage in the secondary. Really no place to throw the ball, so he just dumps it, and now he gets hammered from both sides. Number 96, Sean Jones. 59, John Grimsley.
Second down at 8 at the 31. Jim Kelly so instrumental in bringing the Bills from behind. And the last regular season meeting between these two clubs, that was last year, and Buffalo came from behind to win, sparked by Kelly, who has called a timeout. Kelly checking it over and then calls for time. It's been a tumultuous period for Jim Kelly. He's heard it, as we discussed earlier, from some dissatisfied fans. He's been hit with a couple of lawsuits, one yesterday for allegedly defaulting on a loan. His passing style recently criticized by teammate Rob Riddick. Paul, I think he may qualify for an appearance with Geraldo Rivera.
And it doesn't bother him. I want to tell you something. He is, this man, you know, as people have said before, and it's true, he's a linebacker with a quarterback's arm. He's tough, durable. He's played the entire year. The only way I think you'd ever get him out of a game is if you broke his arm or his leg, because he's that tough. He's going to play with injuries.
A couple of weeks ago, we telecast the Buffalo regular season finale against Indianapolis, and you did point out one flaw of Jim Kelly: difficulty reading.
I think reading the safeties, and especially when they get closer to the end zone, he has a tendency to look to the outside first. If those people are covered, then he has no qualms about throwing across the middle. When you're losing a safety, either the free or the strong, somewhere in there, and I think that's, if there is a flaw and he has thrown the ball, that's it.
He has a 2nd and 8. Pass intended for Ronnie Harmon. Covered by...
But Chris Dishman comes up, Marv, and he's the guy that hit Kelly's arm.
There's Dishman, the rookie out of Purdue. 5th-round draft pick.
He's talking. He's talking. He's talking. He's going to get tired. Here he comes. Kelly's coming back to throw the ball. You're going to see right to right. Dishman hits his arm just enough. And then he talks. Dishman talking. Talk to him. Say something to him. That's right. I was there. I was there. I was there. In your face.
Yeah, he likes to talk to opponents. So he has been doing that throughout the season. 3:26 remaining. In this 3rd quarter, Kelly able to handle that low snap and running for the first down, and he has it. And a penalty marker. If it holds up, he ran for 11.
They are trying to console Jim Richer, number 51, who is the offensive guard, left guard for the Buffalo Bills, and this was during the course of the run. Richer, now he's mad. A lot of finger pointing, you know?
All right, here is the referee, Gordon McCarter.
Personal foul, face mask, number 96, defense. Half the distance from the end of the run, first down.
The man he grabbed was Richer, and again, Sean Jones. Richard, what they were trying to do is console Richards. Hey, listen, don't go in there and do anything because you're going to get caught afterwards. If it's against them, let's go ahead and let them take the penalty and stay out of it. Richard is upset. Now, here he is. He's to the right of your screen. He's the left guard, number 51. Setting up for pass protection. Here comes Sean Jones around. Being blocked by Will Wolford, and then he reaches out and grabs Richard's face mask. Kelly picks up the first down anyway.
And it's first down just outside the 10-yard line. Slicing in is Thurman Thomas, and he is in there for the score. The rookie from Oklahoma State, who played in front of Barry Sanders last year, has had a superb day, and he has added to that Buffalo lead. It's the Bills 13, the Oilers 3.
And if you notice that every time the Buffalo Bills have had a good run, it's been to the right-hand side of their offense, the left-hand side of the defense, and that's Devlin's side.
Scott Norwood adding the extra point. And Buffalo now leading by the score of 14-3.
Here comes Thurman Thomas. The blocking is there. Just most of the people are on the ground. Thurman Thomas breaks a tackle by Al Smith, number 54, and then continues on with his continuous effort into the end zone with the excellent blocking by the right side of the Buffalo Bills offensive line. This is super play.
The Buffalo Bills set the NFL single-season attendance record, drawing 622,000. 8-0 here at home. offense had gone stale in recent weeks. They had dropped 3 of the last 4, but they had the Oilers on the run. 14-3 Buffalo lead.
Now, you think Warren Moon's going to even hear himself think, let alone talk? This place is going to go crazy.
Just under 3 minutes remaining. Third quarter. Lorenzo White is the deep man. He is back along with Pinkett and Tillman as Norwood tees it up. The winner here today goes against Cincinnati next Sunday in the AFC Championship game at Riverfront. Here's White out to the 10. Again, good coverage by the Bills, one of their strong points.
Well, here's a situation, Marv, where Warren Moon, the last time they got the ball, they ran a play and picked up 10 yards. They have an excellent running game. Everybody knows that. Problem is, they've got 18 minutes in order to score 2 touchdowns. This passing game has not been working. You've got 10 yards on first down. Do you go back to the running game? I might.
First down from the 19. Remember, Drew Hill is out sidelined by the sprained neck. And Moon threw a bullet, incomplete, intended for Leonard Harris. Second down and 10. Warren Moon has not had impressive games against the Buffalo Bills. Faced them 3 previous times. Completed only 30 of 70, 42%. Houston losing 2 of those 3 games with Buffalo.
Warren Moon is the man that really has to pull this team back together. We can't get greedy and go for the long ball. That time they just try to get a short 3-yard pattern and turn it into a bigger play.
Now the draw, Rozier. Art Still on the stop. We've been talking about the Buffalo Bills' success here at Rich Stadium. Looking at the other side of the ledger, Houston on the road, 4-5, and that includes the victory of the wild card playoff game last week in Cleveland.
You just feel that the intensity of the team is not there when they're on the road. And you know that Glanville really can't put a finger on it. He doesn't know what the problem is.
And they were awfully loose for what that is worth prior to the game, but still a long way to go. They're down 14-3. Moon incomplete. He is 0 for his last 7. 0 for 7 in this third quarter.
They went to 4 defensive linemen, they being the Buffalo Bills, and Art Still almost got to Moon. He is the man that forced Moon to throw the ball into the ground. Marv Levy trying to control his players. Get off the field, please, so we can get the punt return team on.
And the punt return team has put some pressure on this man, the rookie from Michigan State, who has been a disappointment. Third-round draft pick. He's also been bothered by a pulled hamstring. Montgomery punting for the 5th time.
Oh, he hit it. He hit it.
Oh, good one here, yes. Tucker to his 20. Penalty marker is down. Reverses his field. And broke tackles to get out to the 40. A beautiful return. 61-yard punt. And a 20-yard return. Walter Johnson on the tackle.
You know, Marv, some people have talked about that rule. We saw Montgomery being blocked one time, but, you know, I think they've got to go back and change the rule. Because anytime you have a team that's 4th and more than 5, say 6, if you run into the kicker, it's only a 5-yard penalty. Yes. They're really exposing a kicker to get for injury. And they're enabling teams to say, okay, hey, why not? Let's go for
double foul.
Hit the guy.
Illegal use of the hand. Number 84 offense before the kick. holding number 96 on the receiving team during the return. The penalty offset, repeat, fourth down.
Now, someone didn't agree with that.
Yes.
Someone totally didn't agree with that. Okay.
Haywood Jeffries of Houston called. Leon Seals of Buffalo called.
Punter's upset. Jeffries is holding. There it is right there. He's grabbing Riddick, number 84. There's where that flag goes, and then they had another flag at the other way. Now they have to kick it all over again. Ball was spotted at the same place. But again, you're looking at a 4th and 6 situation here. And the Buffalo Bills, why not go for it? I mean, it says 5, but it's more than 5. It's like 5.5 yards. And even with a 5-yard penalty, Marv, they're not going to get a first down.
I think the Rules Committee will be looking at that one in the offseason. The 61-yard punt wiped out, plus a nice return by Tucker. Now Tucker approaching the 40. So a 43-yard punt and a 10-yard return. Eugene Seal on the stop. Tucker taking a hard hit. So the Buffalo Bills back to the offense, and there is Jim Kelly, a man who is very familiar with the city of Houston, Texas. He had some sparkling years as a member of the Houston Gamblers of the USFL, the run-and-shoot offense of Mouse Davis, very successful. Kelly, most valuable player, setting all kinds of USFL records.
He threw the ball enough. I think one year he was sacked 79 times in 1 year. Sacked.
First down at the 43-minute and a half left, third quarter. And Kelly going deep. Wide open, Andre Reed. Forced out by Richard Johnson.
Remember I told you that the Houston Oilers on first down play have a tendency to play zone defense. That time, all Andre Reed did was run by. Watch this. Here's Allen. He's sitting in zone. He's waiting for a safety to come over to Andre Reed. The safety never gets over there. You also have Metzelars, who is the tight end, running downfield with a safety, Richard Johnson. No one came over to cover Andre Reed. Kelly read it. Bang. Almost touchdown. Down to the 2-yard line.
Richard Johnson replacing the injured Jeff Donaldson, who's sidelined for the game. 55-yard pass play. Andre Reed with his 4th catch. And the Bills have a first and goal at the 2. Riddick and Byram now in the backfield. A minute 23 remaining. Third quarter. They are checking the instant replay, and the question is where the ball should be spotted. That is where Reed stepped out of bounds, and it may be moved back now to the 4 after they checked it out.
You know, one of the things...
out of bounds at the 4-yard line.
Yes.
First and goal.
Here's Andre Reed. You see him. He steps out of bounds right there at the 4-yard line. You know, one of the questions was about the size, the strength, the quickness of the Buffalo Bills offensive line. Can they give Kelly the protection he needs? There's only been 1 sack on Kelly. Yeah, he's run out of the pocket a couple of times, but that offensive line of the Buffalo Bills held up very well.
And Riddick.
Rob Riddick carries.
Gang tackle. That's Kent Hull at center. Al Hillestrade, Jim Richer at the guards, and Joe
Again,
Devlin.
1, second and 3.
Will Wolford at the tackles. Pickup of 1 for Riddick. It'll be a second and goal at the 3 with 1 minute left in the third.
The score here, it puts 7 on the board. It puts you up 21-3 with a quarter left to go. And as good as this defense is, Houston will be in trouble. A lot of trouble.
There's Byram in front of Riddick. Riddick follows Byram. And not able to cross the goal line, stopped by Robert Lyles and several other Oilers.
Ken Hall is on the ground getting up slowly. And also, there's a defensive lineman down on the ground.
Doug Smith.
Doug Smith is down.
Doug Smith out of Auburn having his best season. He's back from earlier season substance abuse suspension. and has come on very, very strong. 3 sacks on the year.
We're going to see Riddick going in front of Byram to the left, and there's great pursuit by the entire defense of Houston. First of all, Lyles hits him 93, but the leg drive of Riddick is not that big. There were only 8 players that got a piece of Riddick, plus Childress coming over the top that has to fall on his back.
There are 25 seconds remaining. 25 remaining in the third quarter.
That is a correction. The
25
scoreboard
seconds
clock
on the game clock, please.
showing 21, and they've added 4 seconds, checking with the official timer. So 25 seconds left in the third quarter. Jerry Glanville and his Oilers trailing 14-3, and Buffalo at the doorstep.
Not a happy crew.
Well, last season, the Houston Oilers did reach this point. They defeated Seattle in a thrilling overtime victory at the Astrodome in Houston, and then they were blown out by the Broncos in Denver.
Right off the bat. I mean, what's like Denver? I'll tell you, I was standing on the sidelines in that game last year, and with Ahmad Rashad, we were doing some reports. And when Denver scored right off the bat, right after that turnover, Ahmad looked at me with like 2 minutes into the game and said, "Game's over." Kidding you?
Well, we got to look at that earlier here this afternoon. It is a 3rd and goal at the 1. It's in motion. And Riddick didn't cross it.
No, he did not. Now, what do you do? I kick a field goal. At the end of the quarter, they'll have time to make a decision.
All right, well, earlier they passed up the field goal and went for the first down of the touchdown and did not get it. And Jim Kelly describing to Marv Levy, we have that much to go. As Riddick is stopped, he is stacked up. 3 quarters complete here in Buffalo, and the Bills lead the Oilers 14-3.
Tuesday at DJ's #1 with a bullet.
First-degree murder.
Inquiring minds want to know who done it.
The kind of man my mother warned me about.
You sound like you love it.
Matlock Tuesday.
Grow with us with the health plan. You can grow with
It's the Waterbeds Etc. After Christmas sale. The Crystal Bay collection made by Trend West, only $12.99 with setup and waveless mattress. The Tiffany, only $269, including pedestal frame decking, headboard, mattress, liner, heater, and fill kit. The Fiesta with lights, only $219. And the Tiffany Rose, only $17.99 with underbed drawers, free setup, delivery, and waveless mattress. The After Christmas sale at Waterbeds Etc. 90 days seamless cash and free delivery with any bedroom suit. Waterbeds Etc. Find out for yourself why Cardinal Motors has become the Valley's largest GMC dealer. Service, selection, over 20 new trucks now in stock. So why buy a new Ford or Chevy when you can get a quality GMC truck for the same price? Where else but Cardinal Pontiac Buick GMC truck? Cardinal Motors, the people's dealer in Candace, Ohio.
Happy New Year from WTOV.
Well, the Houston Oilers and the Buffalo Bills seeking to move one step away from the Super Bowl. Super Bowl 23 to be seen here on NBC on January the 22nd. And we get underway, fourth quarter, a 4th and goal from the 1. And John Grimsley with the hit on Rob Riddick, fair stripping the ball.
That's 2 times in this ball game. You know, I don't care that you're up 14-3. And the first time they did it, they didn't have a point on the board. And now you're going again and give this team a chance for another chance of momentum. I'm sorry, look at the up in the air. Grimsley was higher than Riddick. Lyles, number 93, was also there. I just don't agree with that at all. Where's Ahmad? I want to ask Ahmad. You run that again, Ahmad? Where's Ahmad? Somebody put Ahmad on the microphone.
Now he says go for the field goal.
Is he here?
Yeah.
Over the field goal now, huh?
So the Oilers take over from their 1-yard line. The snowball is being thrown in the direction of the Houston backfield. Nate Odom with the tackle of Haywood Jeffries. Big play by Warren Moon. It picked up 18. He had gone 0 for 7 prior to that completion.
Look at the stats. Now you see how the game pulled. Remember halftime how close everything seemed to be? And now the Buffalo Bills about a 60-yard, 65-yard advantage on this team. But they're almost balancing out a little bit. Houston Oilers are balanced out. Let's throw snowballs in the end. Some idiot up there. They're throwing it to Houston Oilers. The Buffalo Bills that are, you don't throw a first ball to anybody. I don't understand that.
And here's Moon. It's pass to Gibbons, but intercepted. Kelso on the interception. Curtis Duncan made the tackle of Mark Kelso, who during the regular season picked off 7, which was tied for second in the AFC for the Bills. Their first interception since back in Week 11 against Miami.
Coming out from the goal line, there's a lot of clutter in the middle of the field. Just take a look at this ball. Wasn't even close to Gibbons. Bentley, number 50, was down screening Moon, so he can't find Gibbons. And Kelso playing free safety, waiting on the ball. Interception. Bills ball inside the 20.
Now the final chapter, students, in Bosworth's book of etiquette. Personal hygiene. How will you separate yourselves from those barbaric hordes that exude a most malodorous air? Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette. Maximum protection and a fresh scent. A veritable olfactory medley. Right Guard Sports Stick. Anything less would be uncivilized. Raise your glasses, gentlemen, to civilization.
Introducing the all-new Plymouth Acclaim LX. To have V6 power, available room for 6, ultra-drive automatic transmission. To combine the best of all worlds takes a world beater. A world beater to satisfy the customer. The new Plymouth Acclaim LX proves the 9 most important words Plymouth knows.
To today's Oilers and Bills, a humble reminder from Diet Coke. Ours is not a perfect world, but Diet Coke just might be the perfect thirst quencher. With real cola taste and just 1 calorie, you can drink more of it. So it's the perfect soft drink for an imperfect world.
Just for the taste of it, Diet Coke.
Today's game is brought to you by Budweiser and Bud Light, who'll also bring you Bud Bowl 1 coming January 22nd on NBC. By Plymouth and the 9 most important words Plymouth knows. And by Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette. Anything less would be uncivilized.
And we wish you a Happy New Year. Marv Albert, Paul McGuire, Rich Stadium in Buffalo. Warren Moon was just picked off for the 7th time in 4 playoff appearances. Kelso on the intercept. Here's a reverse for Reed. And it started out as if it were going to work. And then Steve Brown able to move up to make the tackle. Andre Reed on the reverse stop.
Steve Brown makes a play, but another guy that got in on that play, Al Smith, number 54, to the linebacker, really makes a great move to get back and shows you some speed. Lyles misses the tackle here. Here's Kelly out front. He's not going to block anybody. But you see Al Smith, number 54, came from the other side of the field, was there to help out. Brown made the play.
Minute and a half gone by, 4th quarter. Buffalo with a 14-3 lead on Houston. Lost a yard on that play. It is a 2nd and 11 at the 19. Mueller and Thomas, the running backs. Check that, Ronnie Harmon. Well, Harmon gets down to the 12-yard line. Childress made the stop.
They're working their way into field goal range.
And Harmon, with his first carry, picked up 7.
Childress was actually, Ray Childress, number 79, you see him there making a stop. He was actually stunning in that direction. They had a deal going on with the 2 defensive linemen. He was going that way, and Harmon ran the same direction, picked up 7 yards on the play, or 6 yards on the play.
So, 3rd down play. The 10.
Here comes the field goal team.
And one of those rare occasions where the crowd is cheering at the appearance of the field goal unit.
Well, why not? I mean, it puts you up 14 points. That means that they have to score 2 touchdowns to tie you in 11 minutes and 50-some seconds.
Well, there's no question here on the 4th down and 2.
Yeah, but anywhere. I don't care. Take the points when you can get them.
A 27-yard attempt by Norwood. Earlier in the game, he missed from 50. And he drills it home. Scott Norwood, who has had a terrific season, is added to that Buffalo lead, 17-3.
It's been said Chrysler's LeBaron may be the most beautiful car to come out of an American-designed studio in over a decade. What hasn't been said is that it comes out with an intercooled 2.2 turbo with the security of 4-wheel disc brakes and the driver's airbag standard, and that it comes out doing 0 to 60 in 7.9 seconds. One other thing that hasn't been said, it comes out at a very attractive price.
Now with holiday savings, get $500 cash back on LeBaron.
One night, not too many years from now, some companies will have great cause for celebration. They'll be the ones who used information and technology, not merely as a way to compute, but as a way to compete. Anderson Consulting would like to help you be one of them.
Odious, contemptible. I'm speaking of offending in the personal grooming arena. When seeking maximum protection and a fresh scent, one should grab Right Guard Sports Stick from Gillette, antiperspirant and deodorant. Anything less would be uncivilized.
Land sailing on the dry lakes of Black Rock, Nevada, and the great taste of old Milwaukee beer.
There's nothing like the flavor of a special place in old Milwaukee beer.
It doesn't get any better than this.
Brutus the barber knows that a good haircut can be expensive, but for outlaw Ron Bass, I'll do it for free on Saturday night's main event.
Scott Norwood's 27-yard field goal, giving the Buffalo Bills a 17-3 lead. There's Shane Conlon sidelined today because of a foot injury. Pro Bowl man, 2nd season out of Penn State. Scott Radisick replacing Conlon, and he is said to be iffy should the Bills go on and face Cincinnati next week.
And the man, I talked to him yesterday, Shane, he's so down about this thing. He wants to play so badly, and if anybody could play, this guy could. He just said there's no way.
Here is the kickoff from Norwood. Spencer Tillman on the return. Getting across the 15-yard line. Mark Pike on the hit, and this crowd responding to the special teams work of the Buffalo Bills. Mark Pike, 2nd year out of Georgia Tech. Very strong all year long on special teams. So Houston now with a significant series. They're down by 14, 11:26 remaining in the fourth quarter.
Even with 11:26 remaining. Now, Houston has 3 timeouts in this ball game. Don't get greedy. First, the most important thing is to get the ball out of this hole, maintain some first downs, and get a touchdown to get you back in.
Jeffries to the left, Gibbons right. And the handoff for Rozier. Flag thrown. March still on the stop of Mike Rozier.
Left guard, offense. 5 yards.
That is Mike Munchak called.
They were talking about with Shane Conlon out, Marv, it really hampers the running defense of the Buffalo Bills. Radicic has had a pretty good game. We haven't called his name that many times, but this defense responded to everything, and they're doing the job.
11:26. Turn the game clock. Thank you.
The officials just double-checking the scoreboard clock. It is a 1st and 15 from the 12. And Warren Moon now not only facing the Bills defense, but facing the Buffalo crowd. Jeffries off the reception. Short of the first down. Ball was not loose. And let's see. It is recovered by Buffalo.
Jeffries made the reception.
Eric Burrows coming away with the ball. Cornelius Bennett with the hit on Haywood Jeffries.
Ahmad, we were talking to Ahmad about Warren Moon, how poised he really is. But Marv, let me tell you something. When you take a look at what he does here, Moon throws the ball exactly where he was supposed to throw the ball to Jeffries, underneath the short route. When you're running with the ball, they're coming from all sides. You must protect the football. Cornelius Bennett came from the backside. Watch this. He's going to strip the ball. Jeffries doesn't see him. Bang. Here comes the ball. Comes out.
And the Bills first down at the Houston 23. Kelly with the short set. Burkett could not hold on.
They are not settling, are they? They're going back, throwing the ball again. He tried running the ball, and that wasn't working.
Good hit from Patrick Allen.
Cornelius Bennett has got such excellent speed in reaction now. He sees the pass cut. His main job is to get Jeffries. Look at this. He just pulls his arms away, and you can see all the way down, he's just pulling his arms away from the ball.
2nd and 10 at the 23. Thomas continues to run around. Richard Johnson on the stop. Thomas with a 6-yard pickup. He has run for 76 yards on 5 carries. Thurman Thomas averages 4 a carry. That during the regular season. Buffalo's leading rusher, just under 900 yards among the AFC leaders.
And all 5 of those rushes are to the right-hand side of the offense of the Buffalo Bills. The Joe Devlin side.
Not a happy moment for Haywood Jeffries, who have the ball jarred loose, giving it to Buffalo. Bills now 3rd down 3 at the 16. There's Riddick. Did not make the turn. Oilers trying to strip him. Lost a couple on the play. Sean Jones leading that onslaught.
Riddick made a mistake. What he did is he slowed down and tried to make a move. When you got 3 guys in pursuit, Patrick Allen happened to be one of them to make a move. He actually lost ground on the play. It looked like he might have had some room to the outside. The most important thing is to get the first down. Keep the clock going is the other thing. But when Riddick hesitated, that cost him.
And with the 4th and 5, the field goal unit is back. 36-yard attempt for Norwood, who earlier this fourth quarter hit from 27. No good. And that could be critical with 9:34 remaining. So Norwood, who has had a tremendous season, missing what could be a big one.
Alex Jeffries' expression on his face. He's sitting on the bench now. When the field goal is missed, watch his eyes. He'll look to his left to see if someone said, hey, everything was all right. Well, it wasn't all right. You fumbled the ball. And nobody's patting him on the back. Get back in the game and do something.
And the Oilers now back to the offense. First down from the 20. Moon dumps it off to Pinkett. He He has the first down and some more. Out to the 35, 15-yard pickup. Darryl Talley on the stop.
Be patient. Just be patient. You've got over 9 minutes to go in this ball game. If you can put a touchdown, they're going to have to hurry up offense. But if you can put a touchdown on the board within 4 minutes, you'll still have 3 timeouts and time to get the ball back.
Moore was looking for Gibbons, but he was well covered and just looking to run out. He was looking at the near side for Ernest Gibbons, and wisely did not throw. Picked up 3 on the play. It will be a 2nd and 7 at the 38.
Ernest Gibbons came back and got a block on Radisic. There goes, throw it to me. I'll come back and help you by blocking. What is that?
I would not even venture a guess. Now Jeffries to the left. Duncan comes to the right. 9 minutes remaining, 4th quarter. Moon able to complete. Leonard Harris on stop by Mark Kelso. A 30-yard pass play, and that quiets the crowd.
And they've only used about 35 seconds off the clock so far. Moon just caught it in the seam, and when he pumps it downfield, Leonard Harris is there. Watch Moon. He reads, he looks, the same man all the way down the field. They never got over in a position. Leonard Smith, number 46, never got there.
First down at the 33. Here's Pinkett. He broke a tackle. Alan Pinkett getting to the 25-yard line. Leonard Smith on the stop. Alan Pinkett, a major factor, MVP in the wild card victory last week in Cleveland. He has very strong legs. Flag has been thrown. Alan Pinkett with the muscular legs and very adept at breaking tackles. Penalty against the Bills.
Actually, Pinkett picked up about 7 yards. And I would imagine you take the penalty because it'll still be 1st and 5. Even though you give back a couple yards, you maintain another down. Well, he's a lot closer than that. He picked up almost 9. Maybe you don't.
Referee Gordon McConnor.
Offside, number 78, defense, penalty accepted, first down 5.
So it is Bruce Smith called on the penalty.
You give up 4 yards on a play, Marv, but you get the down back, which is more important. If you were down by the goal line, maybe inside the 5-yard line, maybe.
And the crowd back into it. 1st and 5 at the 27. Going with a dump off, and it is caught. And that is another first down. Pinkett able to gain control. Ankle tackled by Talley. And it is a first down for Houston. They trail 17-3 with 7:40 left in the 4th. And again, the Oilers to the hurry-up.
All you have to do is be patient. Don't try to grab it all.
Moon goes the middle and again completes for the first down. Wayne Davis able to make the stop. Again, it's Leonard Harris, 15 yards on the play.
You know what the prevent defense is? The prevent defense prevents the other team from kicking a field goal, but enables them to get a touchdown. Now here goes Harris down, and they're just drift off, playing in the zone. Leonard Smith, 46, is down. Davis is down. Nobody's doing anything. They're just letting them curl up.
They're in the hurry-up. 1st and goal from the 7. Moon in trouble on 2 occasions. Can't find anybody and then runs it out. And Warren Moon, because he is so shifty, was able to avoid the sack twice in that sequence.
And that's that thing, putting the ball up in the air, and the defensive linemen are trying to knock it down instead of going right at Moon and tackling Moon. But again, if you hit him after the play, it's a personal foul. This shows you the mobility of Warren Moon. Here he goes back, no one's open. First he gets rid of Davis. Bruce Smith looks to knock the ball down. He gets rid of him. Art Still, he just outruns Art Still, number 72, to the outside, and he gets the ball down inside the 10-yard line. 2nd and goal at the 9.
Highsmith for a short pickup still. On the tackle, Warren Moon, who went 0 for the third quarter, 0 for 7, has turned it around here in the fourth, connecting on 6 of 7. Successful with Leonard Harris in particular and Alan Pinkett.
Now here's a situation that I know that I'm going to be absolutely right. Oh, they will not kick the field goal.
Very good ball.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that in case anyone out there that were wondering about it.
It is a third and goal at the 6. A huge play here for the Oilers. Moon going end zone for Duncan, broken up. But a penalty marker down. Derek Burrows very upset. And let's see if that's the interference call.
Pass interference. Number 29 on the defense.
Yes, it is.
Down, goal to go at the 1.
Derek Burrows called on the interference.
And it's not, they're not happy. All right. Down in the corner, that's Duncan, number 80. And Moon is going them all away. Waiting to Duncan. But look at Duncan. He takes both of his hands and pushes Burrows away. Now, you've got to be able to fight back. You can establish position. Moon's going to be right there. He's going to say something. Pass interference. Hit time. Say it. Yeah, he liked that. I like that. But, you know, when you look at that thing that Duncan did, he just moved his arm.
It was a first and goal at the 1. Second back, Pinkett. Able to get across the goal line.
In Houston, they're wasted time. Now we're down to 5:50 and counting, 5:47, and it's counting. And they're walking back in the huddle. They have 3 downs to get it in the end zone. Yes, run the football with that big offensive line, but get in and out of the huddle. Save as much time as you possibly can. You're 2 touchdowns down.
And this is the 9th play of the drive. Buffalo up by 14. Second and goal at the 1. And it's Rozier. No indication. Houston players calling the touchdown. And there it is. It is a touchdown for the Oilers. The officials checking it out. And Houston with its first touchdown of the day.
It's been a long day crossing that goal line. Leonard Smith is not sure, not happy. It took a long time. Rozier just follows Alonzo Highsmith into the hole. Now here it comes. Rozier is hit right about the 1-yard line, but then he gets his head down and gets across. Monchek, you see him sitting in the end zone. Rozier is right across from him. It's touchdown.
And the extra point from Zendejas. Penalty marker down. The kick was good.
There's a flag on the play.
Illegal use of hand. Number 91 on the kicking team. 10-yard penalty. Free kick.
All right, now this becomes a bit more interesting. Johnny Meads called on the penalty. It is a crucial extra point attempt here for Zendejas with 5:12 remaining fourth quarter, and Buffalo up 17-9.
And it just seems like Zendejas is taking just a little bit too much time to kick the ball, to be sure, instead of going through with his motion. He's just getting the ball down.
This affects a 30-yard field goal attempt, and it is good.
Kick is good.
And Peace and Bennett with disagreement, but the Houston Oilers have come roaring back. They are now within 7, and the crowd has, I would say, acoustically changed its tone with 5:12 remaining in the fourth quarter. Mike Rozier able to get it in.
And he just went right up the back. He saw Alonzo Highsmith, number 32. He got in there, so I'll just follow him. Go right in behind him. He's bigger, stronger, not faster, though.
Here's Rozier, question mark, coming into today because of the rib injury. Sidelined last week against the Browns. Did get him for 1 play, but Pinkett went most of the way.
There was a little confrontation afterwards. Did Cornelius Bennett hit Zendejas, or did he not? And that's what Peace was upset about. Zendejas kicks. Cornelius Bennett comes in, but he was blocked and he was on the ground. Zendejas was actually walking off the field. He was looking up at the ball in the end zone or over the goalpost, and he just rolled over his legs.
And the kickoff by Zendejas. Errol Tucker on the return. So Tucker gets across the 25, 17-yard return. Toby Caston on the stop. Errol Tucker back from a knee injury activated a couple of weeks ago. He was a fifth-round pick of Pittsburgh back in '85 and broke his leg on a punt return. Steelers waived him, and he has resurfaced with the Buffalo Bills. 9 plays, 80 yards, consuming almost 4.5 minutes, and Rozier brought it home.
The Bills are going to run. They're going to run right, but I suspect they're going to pass.
And Kelly hits Harmon. Ronnie Harmon for 12, stopped by John Grimsley.
Bostic almost had it. That is a dangerous pass. Bostic's coming from the inside, or the outside, and Grimsley's coming from the inside, but this pass is absolutely perfect. Watch Kelly. Looks to his right, comes right back to Harmon. Bang. He's there. Reception. First down. I like it.
And the Bills first down at their 39. Buffalo 17. Houston 10. The winner will face the Cincinnati Bengals at Riverfront next Sunday for the AFC Championship. And the winner there goes on to the Super Bowl. Mueller in motion. And here's Thomas. And he is stopped at the line by Sean Jones, the one-time Los Angeles Raider in his 5th year. Out of Northeastern, Sean Jones on the tackle.
Hey, listen to this. If you're going to run right. Get your yardage running right, not running left. Here's stuff. This, here's the situation. There's 3:51 to count. We have the clock in there. That's beautiful. Houston Oilers still have 3 timeouts remaining. They stop them here. I would not be surprised to see them take one of them right after this play.
Thomas is out on the right as a flanker back. Reed is to the left. Kelly goes to Reed over the middle, but short of the first down. 8-yard advance. Grimsley on the stop. Houston calling for the timeout, stopping the clock with 3:21 remaining, 4th quarter.
Well, I don't know if Houston call a timeout, if the officials call a timeout just to measure it. But I think
it appeared that
Patrick Allen came in and said, hey, wait a minute, we don't want the timeout if you're going to measure it.
It appeared that one of the Oiler players was requesting the timeout. It also looks to be short of the first down. And at this moment, it is being called an official timeout. Houston not being charged with it.
As long as they measure. Because I don't think I would have wasted a timeout if it's going to be 3rd and about 2 or 3 inches, because in all likelihood they would get the first down. The reverse angle is wonderful, isn't it? Patrick Allen, please get out of the way. First down.
Well, they did pick it up.
So now there is no timeout. Houston still has their 3 timeouts.
It is a first down at the 49. 3:20. And the clock is running. That's time remaining in the 4th quarter.
Do you know that Buffalo, any one of those 2 times they could have kicked the field goal, would be up by 10 now?
That's not, but that's not true, because you don't know what would happen after that particular point. You don't know if the game would have been the same.
Oh, I do. I saw this last night.
Oh, I see. not disagreeing with the fact that they should have gone or not gone with the field goal, but you just don't know what will happen. Oh, hard hit on third and timeout. Sean Jones with that stoppage of Thomas, and now the timeout is taken with 2:47 remaining in the fourth quarter. And as you mentioned, Paul, Houston not charged with that previous timeout. Now they officially call for time. So a 17-10 lead for the Buffalo Bills. And a big play coming up. The crowd announced 79,532. The Buffalo Bills setting an NFL attendance record for the regular season, drawing 622,000 here at Richard Stadium. Here is Steve Tasker, excellent special teams player, one-time Houston Oiler.
Glanville was really upset about losing him. They tried to get him through and let nobody, put him on injured. They tried to get him through and hoped that no one would pick him up. But the Buffalo Bills did pick up Tasker. Not only did he play for the Buffalo Bills on all their special teams, but as you mentioned before, Marv, a year ago went to the Pro Bowl. This year he was injured. He's an intense young man, tough.
Set to resume, second and 12 at the 47. Completes for the first down to Trumaine Johnson. Domingo Bryant on the tackle, but a penalty marker is down.
And I believe it's against the Buffalo Bills. What a beautiful pass, Marv. It was perfect.
Holding. Number 51, offense, 10-yard penalty, repeat second down.
That is Jim Richer, the left guard, and that wipes out the 14-yard pass play.
And Kelly couldn't have thrown a more perfect pass. Jim Richer, number 51. You see him right there. He is just got Sean Jones, and it's a takedown. He pulls Sean Jones down to the ground. That negates the first down, and now we're looking at second and 22. 8
penalties apiece. But are still shy of that magic mark of 10, at least according to Jerry Glanville. Second down, 22. Kelly with the swing. And Andre Reed has been stopped for only a yard on the play. Steve Brown with the tackle, and Houston calling for time with 2:10 remaining in this fourth quarter. So the clock is stopped, and when we pick it up, Jim Kelly looking at a third down and 20. Back at the 35, the Houston Oilers very much alive in what has been a hard-hitting, superb divisional playoff game. The winner going against the Cincinnati Bengals on NBC. That'll be next Sunday at Riverfront.
And I'm just looking about with Kelly coming back in this thing, I would be surprised to see him throw the football here. You're going to have third down in almost 20, Marv, and a mistake here could be costly. Run the ball, get it down to 2 minutes, then go ahead and punt the ball away. The defense has been almost flawless today. Put it in the hands of the defense, because a touchdown can only tie you. It can't beat you. So don't do anything foolish. Don't do anything stupid. Run a play here, then punt the ball, then play defense. You'll be at Cincinnati?
No, I'll be doing college basketball. Nearby, Louisville.
Not at the same time.
But Paul at Louisville.
I want to watch it.
Oh, you'll check it out.
That other guy, what's his name?
The other McGuire. Third down and 20.
That was totally wrong.
And Kelly getting it off and completing, but short of the first down. Ronnie Harmon came back for it. 16-yard pickup. And we are down to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
It's a back on Craig, so it's going to be a long way for Browner to get back on zones and double coverage. So it's going to be interesting that he can pick a couple off like he did a few weeks ago.
All right, Dick, the Vikings coming out of their locker room. We're going to meet their starting defensive lineup, and also we'll see who will start on offense for the 49ers. This crowd will erupt when we continue live from Candlestick on CBS in just a moment.
Boomer. He doesn't care about rolling out to his left either, throwing the ball back to the other side of the field. He's got the arm that can do it. He also has some pretty good running backs in his backfield. David Brooks. Hickey.
So it is a punting situation. And Kidd on for the 4th time. So Houston will get it back. Curtis Duncan is back at his 10. And Duncan out across the 20. He was stripped. And Buffalo has recovered. Ray Bentley on the recovery. Curtis Duncan coughed it up. A hit issued by Steve Tasker.
Bentley is the guy that said in the paper that Glanville kind of have his team feed on that we would rather play Houston than we would Cleveland. Here it comes. Tasker comes out, did the same thing that Cornelius Bennett did to Jeffries in stripping the ball. He just reached in and pulled the arms away. The ball is still on the ground. Tillman had a chance at it, number 33. Cornelius Bennett is going crazy.
Ray Bentley in his 3rd season from Central Michigan. The leading tackler for the Buffalo Bills. There's the man who made the hit, Steve Tasker. So Buffalo takes over with 1:45 remaining 4th quarter and clinging to a 7-point lead. They go to the ground. Mueller to the 15-yard line. That's the 4th fumble by the Oilers today. The 2nd loss. Grimsley and Smith on the stop of Mueller.
And Houston took their final timeout. There's 1:39, and the Buffalo Bills can run the clock out.
And there is Curtis Duncan, 2nd-year man from Northwestern. Made an immediate impact as a rookie last year because he played in a pro-oriented offense at Northwestern, 10th round draft pick. But we'll be thinking about that fumble for some time unless things turn here with 1:39 left.
Leonard Smith going crazy. You know, sometimes when you write about a game and you talk to coaches about it, said turnovers killed us. You know, I'm talking about on the Houston side. But the Buffalo Bills defense forced those turnovers, stripping the ball away.
1:39 remaining 4th quarter. 2nd down and 7. And Mueller with a short pickup. Clock is running. Houston without any timeouts remaining. Mueller comes hobbling off. And he'll be replaced. Carl Byram running out of the field. And the Buffalo Bills celebrating as we come up on 1:10 left in this 4th quarter.
Bruce Smith, number 78, Nate Odom, Leonard Smith, Tucker. Everybody's in there telling what they're going to see in Cincinnati.
Clock is down to 2. They get off the play. Byram stacked up.
They are not going to have to run another play, Marv.
And Jim Kelly waving to the crowd. Kelly gets the crowd going. The clock running down. And they are celebrating here at Rich Stadium in Buffalo.
Marv, the only sad part about it, if they win their last game in Indianapolis, where we were, they would be playing. They would have been playing here next week instead of going down to Cincinnati.
That's from the Buffalo point of view, but the Bengals just delighted that they will be hosting the AFC Championship game next Sunday as the Buffalo Bills defeat the Houston Oilers by the score of 17-10. Thanks to our spotters, Michael Gluck and...
The crowd here at Candlestick has really climbed into this one early. So we'll come back with the opening kickoff, and we'll see you with the NFL today at halftime.
Cincinnati. And they will be celebrating this well into the night here in Buffalo. We'll be right back.
The San Francisco 49ers are still haunted by their playoff loss to Minnesota last year. Stung by the memories of a great season gone awry. Bitter with the taste of unfulfilled expectation. And waiting for their day of redemption. And that day could be today. With fire in their eyes, the Minnesota Vikings stormed into last week's wild card game, unleashing many of their potent weapons, while their stingy defense threw a tight blanket over the Rams. And now the confident Vikings face one more hurdle before earning a trip to Chicago for the NFC Championship game. Last year it was Minnesota who did all the talking. But the 49ers had been counting the days until they got a playoff date to tangle once again. We're live at Candlestick Park in the city by the bay, the home of the 49ers, as they entertain the Minnesota Vikings in the NFC Divisional playoff game. Under just perfect weather conditions. Temperature of 49 degrees, wind north 10 to 20 miles an hour. The forecast is sunny and cool. It couldn't be a better day. That's the final score from Buffalo, where the Bills beat the Oilers 17-10, and they advance to the AFC Championship game against Cincinnati. Hi, I'm Pat Summerall here with John Madden. In talking to the 49ers last year, they came into this playoff game against the Vikings in a similar situation, but they had some great reservations about their chances. They weren't sure. John, we talked to Bill Walsh yesterday. He seemed more confident yesterday.
Well, you know, he seemed confident. We watched the pregame introductions here, and that looked like a fired-up offense. And Bill Walsh was telling us yesterday that his offense has to get in sync. And I think by that he means that his offensive line has to control that defense. But even more than that and bigger than that, he has three producers on this team. It's his quarterback, Joe Montana. It's his wide receiver, Jerry Rice, and it's his running back, Roger Craig. Those three guys have to have a big game. Now, since they've won the Super Bowl, they've been in the playoffs 3 times, and they've been eliminated in this game, and these three guys really haven't done anything. If you look at Montana, in 3 years, he hasn't thrown a touchdown pass. And then you look at Roger Craig. He's only gained 57 yards in 3 years, and he hasn't scored a touchdown. Then Jerry Rice. He's a big play guy. He didn't score a touchdown. But it's interesting, if you look at those three guys when they were introduced, I'll tell you, today they have fire in their eyes.
They really do. Speaking of producers, I like that word. The Vikings have some producers as well. What do you think they have to do to win this contest?
Well, I know that, you know, they always talk about being able to run, and I know Jerry Burns likes to run just enough to get some play pass going, just enough to keep that pass rush going so they don't take up on the field. But the thing that they have to do is they have to get the ball to Anthony Carter. In fact, Bill Walsh said last night, I'll tell you what, if they don't get the ball to Anthony Carter on at least 4 big plays, there's no way they can beat us.
Under ideal playing conditions, and you think back to yesterday at Soldier Field in Chicago where the Bears beat the Eagles, this couldn't be more perfect. The 49ers will kick it off as you look at this marvelous scenery in the city by the bay. Mike Kofer will kick it off. Very strong leg. That's Darrell Harris back in the middle for Minnesota. The remarkable thing about today here at Candlestick Park, you hear so much, John, about the wind in this city and in this ballpark, but there is almost none.
Today is a perfect day for football, for everyone. The quarterback, that's really the only thing that bothers a quarterback is a wind, and as you say, there's none down there today.
Line drive kick to Harris. Bobbled. Picked up at the 4. And tackled at about the 18. Return of 15. Wade Wilson starting at quarterback, of course, for Minnesota. Outstanding game against the Rams. He'll be going against this front three to begin with, at least. Roberts, Carter, and Fagan. The linebackers, Haley, Farnhorst, Mike Walter, and Romanowski. In the secondary, McKyer, Gunn, Griffin, Ronnie Lott, and Jeff Fuller. Look for him to go after Griffin. Alfred Anderson and Alan Rice. The Baylor pair start for the Vikings. Wilson. Pump fake. His receiver's knocked down. Hassan Jones, the intended receiver. He's hit by McKyer, and a flag is down.
Well, the Vikings were coming out early to go for a big one. As you said, it looked like Tim McKyer just tackled Hassan Jones about 5 yards off the ball.
Foul. Number 22, defense, automatic first down.